I'm just waiting another 30 seconds or so before starting. Even Oh, right, okay. There we
Rip.
go. I'll just do the intro video then, stuff it.
First.
Yeah, it's funny. Looking over the cab of the tender, out looking backwards, you can't actually see the core tank. You can just see the chimney and dome sticking up.
Best thing is I just realised something, because I've unmuted my end. People can still go to my side, and they can hear us talking right now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't come to my side, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Don't go and do it. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Angry Welshman Productions. I am joined tonight by Sam of Blastpipe Productions.
Hello.
And Tom of Dark DJ Productions.
No, I'm dead.
No, he's dead. Right, that's the end of that then. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us tonight.
Thanks for coming, all the best.
And we're going to be taking a ride on the Severn Valley Railway, which has been released by Steam Sound Supreme. Unfortunately, it's only available if you are a subscriber to their newsletter, so you can't really go on their website and get it, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully it'll be fully released soon. What else was I going to say? If you also, fucking hell, let me try again. Tom is going to be streaming his camera, so if you look at the bottom of the YouTube screen, you should be able to click on Tom's camera view if you want to watch what he's doing. Sam is not actually streaming, so you won't be able to see his side, but we are going to be treating this as a bit of a multiplayer sesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll start us off. I'm driving 43106, the Flying Pig, complete with some TSOs or some Armstrong Powerhouse Mark 1s. Sam, what are you going to be driving tonight?
Well, I'm going to be driving the core tank with Severn LMS Period 3 stock.
Very nice. And you're going to be starting from Bridge North, right?
Yep. I'm currently just shunting around with a 28XX.
Cunt.
Okay. Yeah, Sam. We've discovered just before the live stream that Sam is actually driving the 2800 from Steam Sound Supreme, and we all hate him, right?
Yep.
Literally everybody. I think all 75 people watching the video are going to hate you in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with that.
And Tom, what are you driving tonight, Tom?
I'm driving the preserved London North Western Railway Super D number 49395 with some top lights. No, low weights.
Hey.
Sorry.
Nice. So then,
bit of an LMS stream.
It is a little bit of an LMS stream, isn't it?
I like it. This is good.
An LMS stream on a Great Western route.
Oh, the humanity.
What did we do wrong? I'm just
Nothing
making
at
sure all the points are set up to Boodley.
I'm just trying to make sure that somebody can see my end, because my camera doesn't seem to be wanting to work for some reason.
Oh, really?
Which is odd, because it's streaming and it's the correct key.
That's weird.
That is weird. Because it's not letting me click on it either. That's really bizarre.
So for the people watching in the live stream, you could try clicking on Tom's camera, just see if you can see anything.
If not, then we're going to have technical difficulties, and I'm just going to sit here with my Super D blown off. In fact, I'm going to pause.
Oh no, I can't click on your screen either.
That is really bizarre. Double check well, it should be working because the stream code's up, isn't it? So, and my finger said streaming.
Says health is good of all the feeds.
Yeah, for everyone watching and asking about the 28XX, it's not here yet, it's not ready yet. It will be released through Steam Sound Supreme. It was originally done by Digital Traction, and Chris has done from Caledonia Works. Chris has done a fair bit of work on it. I don't know if he's completely remodeled it or what.
He completely rebuilt it from scratch.
I don't know why it won't go to your camera, Tom.
I'm going to try stopping streaming and restarting streaming. I've got the right things. It seems to be working, so bear with me 1 sec. Let me just stop it.
So it's taking your
It's taking my feed, yeah. So that's really bizarre. Oh well, I mean, I suppose it'll be... I mean, you can always make it live as a separate video afterwards, I suppose, but it's a shame, really. I wanted to... Oh well, I'll just drive anyway. It should... Someone... Maybe there's just a glitch or something.
You should. I don't know why. Ingestion settings. Let me just.
Yeah, just
Camera.
double check it. I've got the right code, haven't I?
I'll just double check that you've got the code.
Yeah, I'll re-put the code in.
Let me Facebook it to you.
Yeah. Right, so I've tried it again, whether it works or not. If not, as I say, we'll just have to have it as a separate thing. But
Yeah.
which is kind of annoying. Stupid YouTube.
Right, that's the 28XX ditched. Back onto the coal tank.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
then we'll
I'm
have
gonna.
this.
So give it 2 or 3 minutes, people, and see if you can switch to his camera. In that case, I'm gonna set off from Kidderminster.
Yeah, I'm going to be setting off from Highley towards Kidderminster, so I think we're passing Bewdley, so I'm going to be going into Bewdley platform 3, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll meet you there then.
Would help if I took the handbrake off.
That's usually advantageous.
Come on.
Get on with it!
So I've never actually driven the Flying Pig before.
Oh,
This is
it's
my
not been
first
out
time.
for that long.
No, it came
I
out.
believe it had a rocky road to production.
It really did. It was developed by is it TAA? Then it was passed around to Boffman and Chris, and I think Edward Fish might have even had something to do with it as well at one point. And then, yeah, 'cause Chris I think did the cam reviews and some of the other stuff as well. So
Yeah, I think just about every major TS developer has had a hand in it at some point.
so it's basically become the village bicycle, right?
Yep.
Everyone's had a ride.
Everyone's had a go.
Whee.
Woo!
So the thing that's unfortunate for everybody tonight is before the live stream started, I did actually try putting a load of class 50s down so that it was more scenery. The problem with that is it killed Train Sim.
Which, let's be honest, you should have known it would do, Reese.
I had a feeling, but I wanted to, try it. What's the speed limit here? 10?
1,000,000.
10 million miles per hour.
Yeah, why not? Floor it. Oh, I'm
Speed
breaking the
limit
speed
is the
limit.
fast as you dare.
Yeah, I'm sorry everybody, but for some reason Tom's camera doesn't want to work. Afterwards, I'll put Tom's
You can
video
make
feed
it.
as a live.
I'm going to say what you can do is it will come up as unlisted, and what you can do is you can put it up as a live video, so it'll just be a separate video on your channel, which kind of sucks
Yeah.
because, it sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, well, I'm driving in spirit anyway. I'm here. I'm here to annoy everybody.
There we go. Ever so slightly going past the red signal.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Tom, I have such good memories of this line.
Oh yeah. When we went there.
uh,
Behind the if I remember correctly, we were behind the taffy tank, and I think Trace put up her speedometer thing on her phone that was using GPS, and we were going like
That's
36 miles an hour or something. We were like, they're breaking the speed limit. Brilliant.
To be fair, the section between Kidderminster and Bewdley is rated for 50 miles an hour.
Is it really?
Yeah.
If you're brave enough.
No, it's mainline standard.
No, that's just too cheeky for my liking.
Right, I'm waiting 10 minutes before I set off.
Yeah, because I think what's going to happen is me and Reese will pass at Bewdley, you and Reese will
Yep.
pass at not Hampton Load. What's the other pass?
Highly.
Highley, yeah. One of you'll have to go through the goods loop. Because there's only one platform at Highley, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which means I will pass Sam at Bewdley again, I think. Or Arley, even.
I'll be somewhere.
We'll work it out.
Yeah, I'm just chucking a few screenshots in the screenshots chat on the Discord channel for anyone who's watching.
Yeah, I think I'd get a greeny weenie as well.
Just since
I'm
they are
on the
streaming.
viaduct.
Yeah, I'm taking 1054 with a BLS headboard and the express head curd.
Pleasant.
But yeah, as I was saying to everybody in the chat, we were me, Andy, and Tom, and Tom's missus. We were going for a day out on the Severn Valley Railway, and I went to pick up Andy, and we were driving to meet everyone at Kidderminster. The problem was, I think the first departure was at like 10:04, or was it 10 o'clock or something?
10 something, yeah, like 10:45 or something like that.
And we just quite simply weren't going to make it. So I was absolutely flying on the roads to get there. Tom's calling us, going, "Come on, where are you guys? You got to get here, but the train is about to go." And in the end, everybody got on board. Tom pretty much stood with one leg on the platform, saying to the guard, "Oh, my friends will be here in a minute." And me and Andy came bombing into the car park at like 100 miles an hour, running down the platform. And the guard was so angry with us, he was just like, just get on the train."
You're ruining our evening.
Oh, this is a bit of a hill.
Is it?
Yeah. Full power.
Oliver
really
has
doubt you
donated
need full power.
$5 Australian. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Absolutely not.
Nope, we're
Yeah.
doing terribly and staying in permanent danger.
Exactly.
We're in continuous danger, life-threatening danger. Hello, Oliver. Thank you for the donation. It's very much appreciated. $5 Australian. Thank you very much, sir.
That'll buy you maybe a 99.
A 99 cone
Yeah. Or
with a
Whippy.
flake.
Yeah, Mr. Whippy, harm mate.
Nah, it won't buy you the flake, Reese. The flake cost extra.
Oh, I know. It's like 60p extra, isn't it, for a flake?
Yep.
Bastards.
That's something.
Didn't 99s used to be called 99s because they cost 99 pence?
Exactly.
This is inflation for you.
Like, doesn't it defeat the point of a 99 if it's now like 199?
Let's just start calling it a 199 then. Right, I am
Exactly.
coming into Arley, by the way, everyone. So I'm going to be stopping here and then heading down to Bewdley, where I think I'll pass Reese.
Reese can shout at you when he's passed.
Yeah.
I'm just entering the tunnel.
Well, you don't hear that every day, do you?
Nope.
What? I'm entering your tunnel.
Yeah, don't enter my tunnel, please.
James Ellison has just donated $5. Place your bets, everybody, who's going to crash first.
Well, since we're doing a realistic driving session,
Reese.
it's probably Reese,
It's
yeah.
probably me.
Although I am driving the most advanced loco here, so I might be welling with a shout for crashing. Also, in my opinion, the best loco here, because Super D is amazing. I don't care what anybody says, it is lovely.
Do you know what? I haven't
Second
driven the
best.
Super D since that one live stream we did.
The one where you broke it and got
Yeah.
really annoyed with it.
Yeah, I just stick on the automatic stuff. So I've got, like, you know, the fireman doing his job, he's doing the injectors in the firebox. All I've got to do is do reg in reverse. It's great.
To be fair, it is the nice thing about advanced locos, you can actually drive them more realistically.
That's why I enjoy this one so much. That's why I've got one sat in my museum. All sad. So
Yeah,
sad.
you can tell Chris has had a hand in it just from you going through them cab views there. Reese.
Yeah, I know. Whenever Chris edits a logo, it's like cab views are us.
Well, I think more
Ooh.
people should do that.
I think they should.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the in-cab views as well, where you can you press left or right, and you can either sit in the seat or move your head out to the actual driver out position,
Yeah.
which is coming up to the West Midlands Safari Park, where I lost a set of windscreen wipers from driving through it.
Splendid.
Is this why you were driving off road, rushing to get to the railway?
No,
Yeah,
probably not.
somebody ripped off my wiper blades.
That's someone being a freaking giant monkey, probably.
Yes. Oh, MDH Games has just donated £1. Thank you very much, sir. Very appreciated.
That's someone
Oliver's.
Oh, go on.
Did he make a bad joke when he did it?
No, he didn't actually.
He didn't actually leave a comment at all.
No,
Ah.
that's because I think the minimum for leaving a super chat is £2. But to be fair, that's set by either Streamlabs or YouTube. That's not set by me.
Yeah, if it was set by Reese, it'd be a tenner.
It'd be like 99 quid.
To be fair...
Oh, Michael Fame has just donated £2. Reese crashed first, okay.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Love it. To be fair, I got a £10 donation last night on my thing I'm doing. So I was a bit surprised at that because I didn't even think my super chat was working.
Here's a question for you, Tom. You know, if your feed is running to my channel and somebody donates on your feed, do you then get that money?
No, I think it goes straight. I think it because it's being hosted on your channel.
It goes to
it
this
goes
channel.
to your channel, yeah. Not a problem.
Well, there we go. Everybody that wants to donate to Dark DJ Productions, just feel free to drop a super chat right now. And
Charge Reese in future for appearing on his streams.
No, what I'm going to do is when I see Reese at this meetup, we're going to definitely be doing after this lockdown. Oh, look, it's the Victoria Bridge.
I will buy you a bacon sandwich.
Oh, you absolute fucking legend. Love you
There we
so
go.
much. Bacon sandwiches, everyone. All you vegans out there can just get out.
In that case, I'll buy you a vegan bacon sandwich.
No! That is not the done thing, thank you very much.
No, but I can see Reese doing that.
Probably.
I'm just pulling into Bewdley, where some of the sludge is what's it called? There's the freeware Stania logo. I can't ever remember.
Is it Stania Mogul?
Yeah, the Stania Mogul, the freeware one.
Yeah.
That I put that on one of the platforms.
I've just looked at the closed caption on your stream, Reese. It said you were going to buy me a vegan baking soda.
A regal bacon soda.
Vegan baking soda. Okay.
Epic.
Oh yeah, look.
Well,
it's
it beats
Stania.
the non-vegan ones.
Man, I could just
Realised
read
those,
these things forever. They're funny as hell. Automatic.
I'm slowing down a little bit too quick.
Well, slow down a bit slower, then. Also,
Okay.
speaking of Stania Mogo,
Breaks.
Bossman Games is working on one.
Yeah, I'm
Who
looking
is?
forward to that. Bossman Games.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is, isn't he?
Yep.
That'll probably be out after the Merchant, maybe even before. I don't know. It depends which one comes first, really.
Have you seen the latest screenshot from
Yes.
Yeah.
the
Gotta admit, gonna be unpopular here. Not interested in it.
Get out.
Not because of the product, but because it's Southern and it's just we don't talk
Right.
about Southern.
Bitch! Look, the Southern did a lot of things wrong, but the rebuilt Merchant Navy's nothing wrong with them.
No, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying anything bad against the Southern. I'm just saying we don't talk about them.
Oh.
Great Western is good. LMS is better.
No.
LNER is bad, and then Southern. we
Reese,
just
where
don't
did you
speak
pick this
about.
kid up from? Because he got it all wrong.
I just found him one day. He just sort of stuck around.
And you adopted him.
James Ellison, bacon sandwich and sausage wine for Tom from Greece. Well, I don't know whether Tom would like the sausage wine.
Sausage wine? I've never heard of sausage wine.
Okay,
Oh, boy.
There's 94 people here that are going to have to explain that to you.
Yeah. I've just noticed you've gone into platform 1, so actually when I get to Bewdley I can go through platform 2.
Yes,
So that's
also
fine.
I forgot to, just because I forgot to tell you, I put a Stania Mogul on platform 3.
Oh, thanks. So now I can't use platform 3. Grand.
You can use it if you want. Just
Well, I might have
you
an
might have-
almighty crash.
You might have to do a bit of shunting. Most appreciated. Oh, there's a menu on the side of this building. We can have fish and chips, chicken pie, meat pie.
Don't tell don't tell Barry about that
don't
chicken
tell
pie.
Barry. Chicken
Good old
pie.
pie.
Good old chicken pie.
And Tom, I am now setting off from Bridge North.
Right, cool. Because I've just gone through Northwood Holt over the level crossing. So I'll be at Bewdley soon. So Reese will be heading up to Arley, Highley, and then I think the next one after that is Hampton Load. I'm just having a look on the map now.
Is it Erdington?
Oh, you got Erdington, but there's no loop there.
Oh, it's just a dead end.
So sections are basically, your sections are Bridge North to
Hampton.
yeah, Bridge North to Hampton Load to Highley if you can avoid a passenger stop, Highley to Arley to Bewdley to Kidderminster, or as we've now christened it, Kiddie Fiddlerminster.
Oh God.
Don't tell James Wright, he might go there.
Ow.
Oh, it seemed to have slowed down. That's not
I
horrible,
tell
is
you
it?
what, this is one of the prettiest routes, isn't it?
It's alright
train
actually.
trip.
I don't know. I've not driven it yet.
You've not really been on it. It is a really well made, and considering it's free.
This is
Oh yeah,
this
it
is
definitely
very
looks
similar
good
to
for
the,
freeware.
For freeware, it's very good. It's like the Swanage Railway, quite good. The what was the other freeware one I was driving recently? Churnet
South
Valley.
Devon Railway?
Yeah, South Devon, good and well.
I've not actually driven the Churnet Valley one.
It's alright. It goes it does the line from Cheadleton to whatever the other station called, but also goes up to Coolden Low.
Okay. I'll have to have a look at that.
Reese investigate. Dun dun dun.
I'm doing a bit of shoveling while I'm waiting for you.
I'm hurrying along at, I'm a mile out from Bewdley now.
Oh, okay. So you're nearly almost doing the token exchange then.
Almost, yeah. In fact, I've just gone past the repeater, the banner repeater.
Oh, right, okay. Lonsis, where'd you get this route? Unfortunately, it's only available for newsletter subscribers from Steam Sound Supreme. Hopefully when it is released, I'll put a link in the video description below.
Yeah.
So that you can go and download it. I don't know if you can subscribe. I don't know if you can subscribe to the newsletter to get it now.
I don't know whether you can do it now, no.
You might be able to. It might be like they did really Salami pack and stuff like that. It might be like a promo thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But it'll be released soon enough, I think.
Subscribe to our stuff to get free stuff type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that we do, people like us, like me and Reese and Andy and whoever. It's good when we do sort of videos like these because it allows people to see stuff beforehand anyway.
Yeah,
I find it pretty good. It's like when we do stuff for Chris, Caledonia Works most of the time. We do that, and that helps people make their minds up what they think about the product before they buy. So we're almost doing sort of kind of semi-advertising. But I mean, for me, like my most critical thing was probably the T26. I really couldn't think of anything interesting to say about it because I'm just not a fan of the T26 in real life.
Yeah.
Modeling's good, modeling's great, but it's just very difficult to write something on something that you're not really that interested in, I mean, T3, great, fantastic, something close to my heart, but T26...
Thing is, I just don't know any... The problem I have for doing reviews, I like filming them and I like playing with them, but the actual research and all to write a script for a review, I can't think of anything interesting to say unless I just go and read it off Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd rather actually get the engine in game and take it for a drive.
Take it for a
show,
spin.
Yeah, and show people what it's about.
Yeah.
And just experience it rather than try and say, oh, it was built at this loco works that I just looked on,
Wikipedia and found out.
Wikipedia to find out.
I've just discovered something I can do. I'm going to do what Sam's doing and stream on here as well. That way you guys can see what I'm doing, even if it's not showing up on the stream. So I've just arrived recently, so you're clear to the next section.
Oh, all right, we've done the token exchange.
Yep.
Sorry, Gray the Floridian Circle has donated £2 and Oliver Pocock has just done another super chat.
I need to tell these guys off. They never do anything to this. In fact, bear me 1 second. I'm going to go tell them off right now in my server.
Fair enough. Well, there you go, Oliver. So he's just said, this stream is sponsored by Greg's Vegan Sausage Rolls, available now in all good rubbish bins. Give one to Thomas Dibden in your life today. Well, okay then. I keep forgetting to take the handbrake off.
I've had my first shiny comment in the Discord server.
Have you?
Yeah. You know, because
Shiny?
I've done the tank with the highly reflective finish.
Oh, I see what you're on about now. Yeah.
Yep,
Oh, like the 8K textures.
yep.
Was it Watermill Films? Couldn't send you a Facebook message. Would you be interested in our Mid-Hants railway route? Well,
Ooh.
if you're on the Facebook or the Discord, just send us a few screenshots. I'm not actually sure which one it is that you're talking about, but yeah, I'm generally interested in most routes.
What for MHR? That's
train.
Mid-Hants race.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that two Watermill films? One, I'm going to put my hand up and say yes, please, for me as well. But secondly, is that the one that's been redeveloped from the old Just Train one? That I think it was
That's what I'm
SW
just
Development
asking.
says. Yeah, that's what we're trying to discover. I think it is probably the revamp of that route. Yeah. Anyway, now you've left Bewdley, I'm also going to leave Bewdley and go and do my run round manoeuvre at Kidderminster.
Nice. I'm not actually out of section yet, but there we are.
Well, rules were made to be broken, boyo. Let's go.
I'm on the long climb up to Arley now.
Right.
This is Hatley. Change here for Buston and Wednesday.
Was it an Ivatt tour or a standard tour, though, Dr. Beecher?
Standard 2.
How come
Ivatt
nobody's
too.
done it? Oh, it was an Ivatt, was that?
Was
Yeah.
it? I thought it was the
Yep.
standard.
I wonder
Nope, it
why
was the
nobody's ever
Ivatt.
done a reskin of the Ivatt tour
It was
into the same livery.
Blossom.
Yep, Blossom the Ivatt too.
Yeah. Someone
Can't
should do
remember
that.
number 46 in it.
46521. The
Yeah,
one
sounds
that
about right.
the one that went arse over tit at the Great Central.
Is it
Yeah,
that
that's
one?
the one.
Yeah. I remember watching that video and I was just like, I could see the points that were set for the catchpoints. I was like, no,
Yeah.
and it just happened. I was like, oh my god.
You could just see it coming, couldn't you? We're
It's
just
absolutely
watching
brilliant.
it like,
Just like
oh dear, that's going to be expensive.
it's like watching
That's
a car
going to
crash
be a
happen, but
lot
you can't
of
crane your eyes away.
paperwork.
Yeah, lots of paperwork.
So Andy is playing Grand Theft Auto 5. He could have joined us tonight, but he didn't. Playing at bloody Grand Theft Auto 5.
I think he
Git.
needs to get some frustration out of his life, so he's going to be. I
Needs
think
to
Andy's
murder
doing it
people.
to murder hookers and all that jazz and whatnot. We
Yeah.
shouldn't really talk about that, seeing what happened in Minneapolis, should we?
Burp.
Or
Anthony's just said 46521. I guess that's the.
that's the
The Ivatt.
Ivatt then, yeah.
Yep.
It's a shame really because it's not a BR Standard 2 tank in Keighlingworth Valley Railway Red.
No,
He'll get
I was
triggered-
saying
he'll
to
get
Sam,
triggered
that's
by
what
that.
we need. Well, we got Mr. Keighlingworth Valley sat in the chat as well.
What, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, me. What? To be fair, it's only
Nathan
because
is.
I live 10 minutes away from it.
No, that's true.
It does make it quite handy.
Nathan is saying that you can't join the Discord. You need to type !agree with no space. It's just !agree, and then it'll let you in.
And as soon as you're in, type !disagree to disregard all of the above.
But then you get removed from the server.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had plenty of fun with that server, haven't we, Reece?
Oh yes, we have. Sam has been invited and kicked out about 400,000 times before I got it right.
Yeah, it was a real privilege to join and be booted from the server about 10 times within half an hour.
Right,
Oh,
we're
I
up to
just-
speed.
I've just noticed Anthony's comment. I'm getting cliff jumped when I get back. Okay,
Uh-oh.
no worries. Fine by me. Alright, heading into Bewdley Tunnel in a minute, I think.
Do you remember, Tom, when we were riding behind the taffy tank, we were just leaning out the window in the tunnel,
Think so.
listening to it bark?
See, a lot of people turn around and say they don't like taffy tanks, but I actually kind of like them.
I'm going
Right.
to say there's only 2 true taffy tanks.
Yeah, that's the Taff Vale one, and the
Yep.
there are 2 of them, isn't there? Or is the other one a different company?
No, they're both Taff Vale tanks, but I think one's an 02 and one's an 04, but they're almost identical.
Yeah, because one of
Yeah,
them's
but I
up
think
at
one-
Keighlingworth Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 85 on the Worth Valley, which is operational, and I think the other one's 28, which is, I think it's at Gwilly.
Yeah, it's not. It's in what's it called? Static. It's going to be overhauled. They
Yeah.
have found money for it, but it's going to take a long time to do it.
It's been
Yeah.
it's been cosmetically restored, is what you're saying at the moment. Then
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was trying to say.
see, I've got the language, ladies and gents. I know what we're talking about. Don't worry, you can count on me.
I've just forgotten how to speak because I've been up since 3 a.m. this morning.
I've forgotten
That's
how
no
to life.
excuse, Reese.
To be fair, I've been up. I mean, I haven't got the issue of having a child, but I've been not sleeping very well either recently. Actually, it's quite bad. Like, you know, going to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening and then getting up at 12 o'clock in the morning. You know, 3 hours sleep. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it catches up on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is my this is my third month not being at work, and I'm waiting. I'm going to be finding out next week whether I'm going back to work anytime soon, because it's just sort of getting a bit beyond the joke now. I'm bored.
Yeah, never thought I'd hail a day when I'm actually happy to be going to work.
Yeah.
But
I'm just stopping at Northwood Holt.
right, Reese, where are you thinking we're gonna pass?
Either Highley or Erditon.
You can't pass at Erdington Holt.
Oh, it's probably going to be Highley then.
Highly.
Yeah.
Or wait, hang on, where are you
Right,
now, Sam?
right.
You're at Hampton Load.
I'm near enough to Hampton Lord. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
next stop.
Well, let's see, because where are you now, Reese? You've left Arley, haven't you?
I'm just at Northwood Holt. Just
So
about
you're going to be at
set off
Arley.
again.
Yeah, so what'll have to happen is you guys are going to have to work out at Highley who's going to go through the loop and who's going to go into the platform.
Well, I'm running an express head code, so I could go through loop.
Yeah. That means I will probably pass you, by the time I've run round and done what I need to do down here, I'll probably be passing you at either Bewdley or Arley then. No, probably Bewdley, I'd say,
All right.
because I'm climbing out of the tunnel. I'm really gutted my side of the stream ain't working. I'm really
Oh, I
gutted
know.
about that. What we'll have to do, Reese, at some point, try the same thing on my channel, see if it works that way.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something to do with the feed.
Could be. It could. I mean, like as I say, my side is still upping and streaming to your end, so I think it will still come up on your it'll still come up on your channel. So really odd. We'll work it out later anyway. We'll work it out another time.
Reese Jones is saying, should we pass at Hampton Load?
It would mean Sam having to sit there for a while though.
It would, yeah.
Well, I don't mind sitting, but it's how long would I be sitting is the question.
You'd be sat there for quite a while.
Yeah, see if it's like 10 minutes, it's not an issue. If it's like an hour or half an hour or...
I'd say pass at Highley.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
just you
power
go past
straight
Highley,
through.
yeah.
I'll power straight through Hampton and
You're gonna go
Open the leg
fucking
up a bit.
meow.
see what this little old tank can do.
Oh, you got another
Oh.
super chat.
Well, hey. Hi, James. Of course you stopped at Holt, Reese. That's what Holt means. Ah, James is trying to be funny.
Can I do? Can I use my slow clap processor, please?
Yeah, go on in.
Great, that's still working.
There we go.
He must have money to burn. I've seen him do like 15 billion super chats so far.
Yeah, every now and then I get like a live stream. I get like 5 live streams of nothing, and then suddenly everybody must get paid from work or something. Everybody goes, "Have
Of
some
course.
super chats."
We're playing.
Actually,
it's
Reece,
payday.
that makes
it's
sense.
payday today, Reese. That's why.
Ooh,
Yep.
I'm having some major lag there.
Yeah, I got some coming into over the viaduct near
Ooh.
Kidderminster.
Every now and then, like I find if it loads a scenery tile or something, it just really I get like 4 frames a second
Yeah.
just for a few moments.
I keep getting that too. It's absolute arse.
See, I'm going to say this is more of a train sim issue rather than a route issue as well.
Yeah, it's because of the
Yeah.
way the game loads tiles. It doesn't preload them properly as the route loads. It like you'd think that it would load the tiles up as the route is actually loading, but it doesn't. It loads the immediate area, and then
Yeah.
reloads the tiles up as you approach them. Oh dear, I slowed right down there. Come on, 49395. Stop being a little bitch. I was just thinking, Base, actually, you know these houses in Kidderminster that we pass, like on the way in and out?
Yeah.
How brilliant would it be if we had one of them?
Oh,
Just
I know.
literally every day, just watching Steam Train go past and vintage diesels. It's like, I'm in heaven.
I went on a stag do, and a friend of mine, his parents had a holiday home in Goodrington, right next to Painted and Dartmouth line. Like literally, the house looked out onto the railway. So we were all just getting smashed in the garden, and I'm just like, every time a train comes past, I'm just vegging out. And
Brilliant.
everyone's just taking the piss out of me. I'm like, I'm not going to apologise. I'm enjoying myself.
Exactly. We like trains. We're proud of it. They go chuff, don't you know?
And in the end, all the lads that I was there with, none of them were really interested in trains. But by the end of it, they all knew the names of them.
This one's Thomas, this one's
Edward.
Percy.
I might have slowed down a bit too much there. I only need to go to 15 miles an hour.
We slowed down.
Goodness,
right.
David Bolton has just donated £5. Said suddenly Reach derails. But
You're not very nice to him, are you?
No, everybody pays me money to derail, so what am I supposed to do?
Well, I mean, the honourable thing is to derail, isn't it?
It is. Ooh,
Yeah, you
I'm
can
just
pay
at
for it.
I'm just at the Victoria Bridge.
Reese, I've just gone through Hampton, so we're going to have to pass at the next passing point after
Yeah, that's
that.
Highley. That's Highley, yeah. Make sure you set your points up so you go through the loop at Highley then, Sam.
Yeah, will do.
I just realised I probably should have checked my points.
Good point.
Good point.
See what I did
Hey.
there? Woo. Funny joke.
I'm nearly at Arley. Bloody hell, I didn't think it was that close.
Yeah, Bewdley and Harley aren't very far away from each other.
Right, that's all set.
Ooh, nice
This
shot.
is Hatley. Change here for Boston and Wednesday.
Reese, you should get a job doing professional station announcements. I think you have a real career there.
I know, right? I was offered the chance to do professional voice overing. What's it called? Voiceover.
Voiceover, yeah.
But for safety announcements on the ship, they wanted to record me.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
I'm not sure you're quite the right person to be a role
No,
model for safety.
they really wanted me to do it because I was doing a lot of safety announcements anyway.
I'm just
Yeah,
not
but
sure what to
Reese,
say
I
about
mean,
that.
how many derailments have you had?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with cruise ship safety?
He has a point. You can't derail at sea.
Yeah, exactly. You can capsize and
Yeah,
catch fire.
you really want to test that theory?
You can capsize, you can catch fire, you can have a whole breach, you can, crash into a reef and make your ship go upside down like a certain person did, but you can't derail. Well, you could hit
I
an
don't know.
iceberg.
I'm sure we could find a way.
I mean, I'm always up for a challenge.
Oh god, I'm up for a challenge right now. I've got to go across some sharp points with a Super D. Oh god, that is tight.
I've been coughing an awful lot today. I hope I haven't got COVID-19.
Yeah, I hope you haven't either. It's not a nice thing to have at all. Of course, I've got to be extra bloody careful. It sucks.
Are you shielding?
I've been shielding for 12 weeks. That's why I haven't been at work.
Oh, bloody hell.
Because I get the flu jab and because I've got diabetes and asthma, I'm in the high risk category, but not the super high risk category, thank God. So it means I can still
Yeah.
go out and go for walks and things as long as I'm using hand sanitizer. But I've got to wait until I'm told I can go back to work at the moment because I was supposed to sign a disclaimer, but I was like, do I want to sign a disclaimer to say that if I die at work, then they have no liability?
Wow.
That'd be fun.
Oh, wow, I'm blowing off for the first time.
I've not stopped blowing off since I set off. Ah, lovely car tank.
Right, let's see. I need to try and get this lined up perfectly at Kidderminster.
This is Arley, otherwise known as Hatley.
This is Arle. Right, okay, so my train is in the loop. It's fine, so I can stop basically anywhere.
Do you know what I want Rosehip, Charlie, to do? I'd love him to do a remake of this route, but like make it Oh Dr. Beeching style, with the houses, but instead of
the cottages.
sliding and stuff. Yeah, the railway cottages and all that.
Well, that'd be quite cool.
You
That would
just,
be pretty
called him
cool.
wrong anyway. That's Calvin, not whatever you called him. Rosehead.
Yeah,
That's Calvin.
Calvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
He's an absolute knobber, by the way. I'm joking. He's alright, I suppose. Oh,
Right, I'm going to set off from Arley, Sam.
Well, yeah, okay.
So we'll pass that thingy.
Well,
Highly.
I'm nearly at Highley.
Okay, I
That's
won't be that long.
well,
Country Park Vault I'm going through now.
I've made it to Kidderminster, so I'm now running around my train getting some water, and I might go for a cigarette actually.
Nice.
Lovely jubbly.
Oh, wow, Oliver's just donated $5. Reese's safety announcements. Attention, please, all passengers. This is your captain speaking, and oh, for fuck's sake, who's calling me now? Yeah, that happened to me a few times.
Oh, that was close. I nearly slammed into the buffers at Kidderminster.
Oof.
That would have been the bet lost.
Boof! It went.
See what you did there, Sam.
See.
Right, let's
What's
get
the speed limit? 10.
That's a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit. I don't like the look of that.
Yeah, there are a few places on this route where there's like really weird speed limits.
Then again, that's a little bit like on the West Somerset at Dunster. I think it's because they're because of the level crossings, isn't it? Because they are what do you call it? They're ungated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like either 5 miles an hour or walking pace or something for the ungated crossings. Was it? It was David that was telling us that, wasn't it, Tom? When
Yeah, I
we were
think
there?
so.
Oh, they were some fun days. Spending a day bashing on the West Somerset Railway.
That was really bizarre. My whistle just went absolutely nuts.
I thought I could hear something in the background.
Could you hear that? It's like my whistle just
Yeah.
went nuts.
Yeah, sometimes the Super D does kind of do weird stuff with the whistle, doesn't it?
I think it's because of where you got control, shift, and bass all control different combinations, do different combinations of whistles. So
Yeah.
I don't care. I love this thing to bits. Honestly, it's really weird. When this thing first came out, I didn't like it that much, but you know, nowadays I always say this is probably one of my favourite freight engines to drive in game. It's also it also ranks very highly. If I were to do a list of like top 5 steam engines in train sim, this would be probably number 2 or 1, I reckon.
Well, I have thought about
acquired
doing something like
taste.
that.
What, like a ranking list?
But the thing is, like, I thought the 10 best locos in train sim for different categories, but like, how would you sort of go about deciding it? Because unless you put it to a poll for each category, then it's always going to be your opinion, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just realised I've made a mistake anyway. I've got to go back a little bit if I get the reverser. So I need to put water in, and I've just like sailed past the water tower.
That's the best way to sail past them.
What, with masks? Woo!
Whee.
Right, Reese, I am at Highley.
Okay.
Are
I'm
you-
just about to go into the loop.
Tell you what, Sam, I used to think very highly of you.
I'm not far from Highley, Sam.
Right. I'll just total through at the slowest speed I can manage.
So you're a non-stop express that, as long as it's doing 0.1 mile an hour, you're not technically stopped.
It's fine, there's a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit here, so I can get away with it.
Oh, there you go then. Oh, James has just donated $5 again. Goodness, James must have been paid just recently.
Well, it paid.
Well,
today,
it is the last. Yeah, it is the last day at Friday at month, isn't it?
So last
Last
Friday
day
of
of
the
the
month. So last Friday of the month, everybody's been paid and it's burning a hole in their pockets.
Yeah. I would say something, but I'm not going to say it. I'm way too deep if I say it, so I'm not going to do it. Right, let's go connect to our coaches again.
This was a really stunning route. I gotta be honest. I played the beta.
I had to
But-
beat it as well, but I always found that I think it was at Arley. There was always a lot of lag, despite no matter what you did.
Yeah, there was a couple of places where it lagged for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, I'm managing a steady 3.5 mile an hour through the loop.
Very
Nice.
good.
Try and knock that down a bit.
Ethan Strode is saying, Tom, you need Great Western Saint 2909 Lady of Provence for the Dark Railway series, apparently.
Lady of what?
Lady of Provence.
I already had a plan for if I'm ever going to have a Saint, and I'm going to be 2982 Lala Rook.
Oh.
Because that's a funky name. But I think
What is a funky
the
name?
amount of things I've been working on, like regarding character and development and whatnot at the moment, I've got a couple of ideas, and it's all for heavy freight engines at the moment,
Nice.
which is what we need. I mean, think of it, Reese. Think of the advantages. We have a deeply graded route. What better? Lots of area appropriate stuff, or just massive thumping freight engines that can pull the bloody loads up the hills.
You should get
Exactly.
Duchesses instead.
Duchesses. I see what you're saying there, Sam. I see what you're doing. No.
Sam is trying to, just in case he hasn't mentioned it, he is in the process of making a Duchess add-on pack.
Is
That's
he?
not actually what I was going for, but now you mention it.
Now you mention it, right? It's time for advertising with Angry Welshman Productions.
See, it would be advertising. The issue is I haven't done any work on them in months, so I kind of don't want to advertise it just yet.
But Sam, whose fault is that?
I don't know. Reese's
Oh.
probably.
Reese
Me?
and Sam, if you're looking
Yep.
at the water towers, I've just noticed they've got like dripping water and they're animated.
Yeah.
So when
Are
they
they?
move, they sort of sway a little bit when they move as well. The rubber pipes. That's brilliant. I'm just showing it off on my end, but
I'm going to have to show everybody. Oh, I'm just passing the engine house.
I remember going in there. I think I literally blew a load, didn't I? When I saw 45110.
Yep. What
Right.
else? Was it Gordon Highlander was the other one?
No,
in
no,
there?
just Gordon, the dub disc.
Gordon.
Yeah.
That was the one I wanted to see.
Right, what I'm gonna do, boys? I'm gonna because we've obviously got to have like 5 or so minutes at the terminus. I'm gonna go for a quick smoke, so I'll be back in a minute.
Okay,
Right.
dokie.
I'll mute myself.
I'm
on
just
my-
pulling into the platform. Be ready for the token exchange Sam.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. I'm leaning out the cab window.
Yep, I'm preparing to throw it at you.
Well,
No,
so
I'm
I'll
being
lean
dead
out the window.
serious. Reese, it's the coal tank. It's too narrow to do a proper token exchange.
Oh
You've got to,
God,
like,
yeah, right.
fling
yeah.
it.
So I'm leaning out the cab window with my arm out, ready to receive the token. You're just gonna lob it at my face.
Never mind that, I've got the driver holding the fireman out of the side of the cab.
Oh, we just had another donation through Super Chat. Highland Winterwolf has just donated $10. Thank you very much, Highland Winterwolf. Everybody is very kind tonight. Very kind.
Right, Reese, have we got the token exchange? Because
Yes.
I've run out of loop.
Yes.
So I
you
either need.
token.
Right, in that case.
Although you are not clear to pass the set of points yet.
Yeah,
I'm literally overhanging the points a minute.
Reese,
You might have to wait until I leave.
Reese,
What?
I've got a problem.
What have you done?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm about a foot away from hitting your train.
You what?
You see that the guardrails on the points?
Yeah.
I'm literally on the guardrails at the moment.
Oof. Oof.
Oof! It went.
Oof. So we're at Highley. Just done the token exchange, and I'm pretty much free all the way from Highley up to is it Erdington? No. Hampton Road, that's the next station.
Yep, last one on that section.
Yeah. So
Hampton Road and then Bridge North.
this is such a stunning route. It really is. It captures the real Severn Valley, I think. And I didn't think I would like the Flying Pig as much as I actually do.
Yeah.
It is quite a decent engine. What I love the most about it is not blowing off continuously.
Yeah, but see, I like that about the coal tank because that's realistic for the coal tank.
True. I mean, I like it when
Just because it's a bit annoying when you're trying to drive and all you can hear is.
I mean, granted, it's realistic, I suppose.
Yeah, but
I'm just setting off from Highley.
good because I'm going 0.1 mile an hour in the loop.
I better let you actually get out of the loop, and I suppose.
Holding up the express. Holding up the
Alex
visitor
Robinson
engine
is
on
saying,
the
if I
express.
stopped in the right place, you could have made it through the loop.
He's right.
He is right. I did stop a little bit too soon. But to be perfectly honest, I kind of wanted to just hold you up a bit.
All passengers are crying for refunds, Reese.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's not my train.
BLS are gonna rob all of your cleaning supplies from the shed.
No, not the Brasso. We need the Brasso.
Not as much as we do.
No, I suppose. Right. Highland Winter Wolf's comment. Sorry, I didn't read it earlier. He's donated $10 and said Reese is accused of hauling bootleg white magic power dust on this train. That is all. Oh, and I'm challenging you not to crash.
Ooh,
Well,
now you've been paid to crash and not to crash.
I know I'm conflicted again. I don't know what to do.
The conspiracy deepens. Depends who pays you more, really. Also,
So,
Reese, I'm going, whether you're out of the way or not.
well, it's a good thing that I am out the way now. So
Excellent.
you have the line.
I have the power.
Do you know what I would like to see some train sim developers do in the future?
No. Next question.
Next question. Now, basically, I'm going to use Chris as an example. The next logo he does, which is the J27, isn't it? I
Something
don't
like
know
that.
how. I don't
Fat
know whether
end
he'd be.
mapping.
I don't know whether he'd be happy to do it or not. And just bearing, I'm just making an example here. Doesn't mean he has to do it or whatever. But imagine if, like, the next piece of DLC he comes out with is an engine like the J27, but rather than having a livery and steam effects and all that, it's just a dead loco with a tarpaulin over it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know, so for each loco that comes out, there's like a dead version for a heritage line, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I'd like that. Like a static object or a just like a wagon.
I was thinking like actually as a loco, because all you could I've made dead locos before. All you got to do
Yeah.
is change the child objects to get rid of the steam effects and everything, but just have it covered in a tarpaulin, so you don't even have to do a livery for it, because you wouldn't see it under the tarpaulin.
Yeah. Just have it as a wagon.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I'd like to see some that are done as like chassis and stuff.
Yeah.
So like will a boiler separated and stuff like that for
Now
similar
yeah,
reason.
exactly.
So you could have like just the frames or
See, now that would be quite interesting, say for the Mid-Hants Railway.
I think
So
so.
you could have loco. Hey, Tom. Well, even for this route, for preserved railway lines, you could have locos, in
undergoing
bits,
restoration.
To
and
be
that would be
fair,
quite realistic.
let me just go to my because I've got a set of frames for my loco that were made.
I did see them. They
Yeah, I've
do
got-
look good.
I've got to find a picture.
Is
now.
this for a large boy?
Yeah, for the fat chunky thing. I'm just trying to get the picture. Here we go. I'm going to pick it. Open full res image. So I'm still waiting for the get go on my so I can leave. I don't want to save.
Oh
it.
yeah, Tom, where are we crossing?
Well, you've left Highley, haven't you? So your next
Yep.
stop is Arley. So I'll go up to Bewley and wait at Bewley.
Bugler.
Yeah.
Righty-ho. You going into platform 1?
I'll go into platform 1. Yeah.
Right,
Right,
I'll
just
go
put it
through
in
platform
screenshots.
2.
It'd be nice if more developers did do sort of pseudo things like that. Actually, frame
Yeah,
like just frames
looks
or
good.
just basically loco clutter that we can
Yeah.
put in, like for engines that are awaiting awaiting restoration or whatnot. That would be quite a nice feature to see.
Because I was thinking like just a loco boiler.
Yeah,
Because I think Victory Works did one with the 42, didn't they?
yeah, that's a boiler on a flat truck.
See, now that would be quite interesting.
Lovely.
Apparently, red is the superior color.
No, nothing
Crimson
yet.
Lake.
Crimson Lake is the superior color.
Crimson Lake is the best livery ever applied to a steam locomotive. Changed my mind.
Brookfield.
DR green.
Nope. Nope.
Bastard.
Come on, maroon, gold, and black.
I will admit it does look good.
Crimson is all right. Let me see if I've got a Crimson loco actually.
I think I prefer the narrow gauge Crimson to the LMS Crimson though.
When you say narrow gauge Crimson,
Well, narrow gauge locos use the same livery quite a lot, but with a darker red.
yeah.
And I think it suits the darker red better than a bright red.
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like more like a maroon then.
Yeah. But with that gold and black edging, spot on.
Right, if I can get these bloody things to load. Here we go. Here's a Crimson loco. I'm going to stick it in screenshots as well.
Southeastern and Chatham Railway. That is a livery.
That is a
That is
lovely
nice
livery.
livery.
The is it the C class, the 060 tender loco?
There's a C class and there's also the
O
O class.
Is that
Ooh.
the 044?
No, it's also an 060. It's the Sterling one, rather than the
right.
Rain White rebuild.
That's a very red Crimson loco there.
You can blame Ed from what do you call it for that? Ed from Donington Reskins for that.
Yeah.
You can blame Ed for everything actually.
I will. Quite
Excellent.
happily.
Let's do it.
Oh god, I really need to have a pee.
Should have thought about that at your last station shop.
No, I should have thought about that before I set off.
That is why, Reese, I set mine up so that when I got to Kidderminster, I'd go and have my little break. So
God, we can tell that you've
I
thought
plan
about
ahead.
live streaming. You've incorporated toilet breaks into the stops.
Mate, I plan ahead all
And we
the
can tell
time.
that you haven't.
Sam, we did a 6.5 hour live stream from Penzance to Paddington, and
We
I
need
still
to do that again.
packed it.
That would be
No,
fun.
I don't want to do it again.
I'll tell you what we should do at some point though, Reese. You know when we what we should do is, if you've got it, I don't know whether you've got it, but the Rails of Devon and Cornwall.
Yes, I think I do.
It goes from Plymouth to is it? No, it doesn't go from Plymouth. It goes from Liskeard and Lou to Oakhampton,
Oh, right, yeah.
and it's quite a long, nice route. It's actually really well detailed, but it includes like the South Devon banks and all that. A bit like what we did with the you know
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on the what do you call it route? The Glorious Devon.
Yeah,
But obviously it's modern day, so it's kind of nicer.
yeah. Ooh, I'm just pulling into Hampton Load.
You're gonna Hampton your load there.
I'm gonna Hampton my load here.
Cheeky.
Do you know what else we need to do? We need to steaming over Shep and steaming over BTIC. We need to do a merger of those two routes and do a run on there.
Yeah.
Preston to Glasgow. Or vice versa. That will be mega.
If I remember rightly from the beta version of this, there is the G-scale track. There it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, with
With the
the
engine
power
running.
sliding pannier tank.
With the petrified pannier. Literally doing about 5,000 miles per hour as a scale speed. The 16 Mil Society is featured in Train Sim. That is an epic little addition, I think.
You know, Guillaume's he was planning on doing something in a similar fashion for me. I mean, I don't know whether he's still doing it, but the idea is he wanted to make a little model railway thing that he can have running round, but then have it so that it derails at one point.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because the idea was that we were going to have it that there's a conversation going on between, you know, his character in my thing and one of mine, and when some bad news is dropped, it cuts back to Guillaume's character and the train derails if the bad news comes through to him.
Nice.
You know, so it's sort of like situational, ha funny joke. But what we need
Yeah,
on
you
TS
are.
actually is
It's
some
certainly
office assets.
ambitious.
It is. We need some office assets like interior building shots would be
Yeah,
nice.
now that is something we need in Train Sim.
Because I've been saying
Yeah,
for ages, it's really
definitely.
unrealistic for both me and Reese and everyone else who makes railway series, is that we never seem to have any meetings in offices. It always seems to be out in the sheds or, you know, outside stations and things.
Yeah,
Well, there was a fellow who started making it one for me, but he's since decided he's not going to do it.
We're going to have to shoot him, mate.
I know. It's just unfortunate because the things he was working on, they looked amazing for the route, and then he just decided he didn't want to do it.
I'm gonna probably
Yeah.
try and call up Gwen about it again, but I think he said the mesh he wanted to use it for it was on sale and then not on sale. But I might message him about that at some point because that'd be kind of handy for everybody.
Because what I was thinking
Yeah.
is you can get freeware assets in Blender, which people have already made, and as long as you don't distribute them, then it's all right,
Yeah.
you know. But I wouldn't know how to get them into the game.
No, it's some sort of there's an exporting process and baking and all that and all this stuff that I've got no patience with.
So I'll leave everybody in the live stream to admire the beautiful view of the flying pig for a moment.
Right, so
Make sure
Sam,
you
we
mute
got
Mike Reese.
while
yeah.
he's gone, we've got to make sure we talk so much shit about Reese.
Yeah, so, right, the other day, right,
So-
Reese did this absolutely crazy thing, and
That frickin' Reese kid, right?
yeah, oh my god, honestly, it was just so stupid.
Okay, that's enough shit talk. Well, I am now bowling towards Bewdley Platform 1. I'm about 8.8 of a mile from there.
I have passed through Arla,
Right,
so
you're not too far
Bewdley
away
will be my
either.
next stop. Try and get the power on a bit as much as speed limits allow.
Times like this, it's a shame that the we couldn't get the streaming thing working properly because now this would have been an ideal time for people to swap over to see something else. But stupid
Yeah.
freaking thing.
I need to have a look at getting the whole streaming thing sorted on my end.
Yeah.
I've not tried it in a while, but
I mean, it
who
depends
knows?
what you
things
use. I mean,
might
do you,
got
do you,
better.
what do you use to stream with?
Well, I don't. That's the thing.
I would recommend OBS. That's what I use. It's quite
Right.
simple to use, and it's open source as well.
Yeah.
So that's a good one to use. I don't know what Reese uses. I don't know whether he uses OBS or I think he uses something called Streamlabs as well. I don't know whether that's a program though. Or whether
Hello.
that's... Oh,
Hello.
wow, that was a quick
It's
piece.
Streamlabs, but it is OBS. They're the
Right.
same thing.
I was just saying that if Sam wants to stream, OBS is probably one of the better ones to go for.
It is. It's awesome, and it's
I'll have a
completely
look at
free.
it tonight.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's completely free. You can be a famous YouTuber just like us by downloading OBS and doing videos of your cats.
As a Yorkshireman, you've said the magic word.
Or cats.
Free.
No, free.
Oh, free. Right, yes. Okay. Not cats.
Nah. Us Yorkshire folk are more dog people anyway, generally speaking.
Oh, woof,
As
woof.
in whippets.
Potentially.
Yeah, that's one of them.
That's definitely not what I was going for then.
Either whippets or Airedale Terriers.
Speaking of dogs,
Yorkshire
Ridge, do you remember
Terriers.
my dog?
Yeah.
Passed away ages ago now. Bless him.
Yeah, I remember that happened a few years ago, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
just
sorry.
I think I just remember the last thing seeing of him was that he was really ill, and him in my sister's arms going out the back door, and him sort of looking up at me and, you know, sort of like in a doggy sort of way, sort of saying, you know, please don't let them take me because he knew what was I think he knew what was happening,
Yeah.
and it's a really sad moment. How are your doggies getting on?
Yeah, they're all right. The one he's living with us, and the other's still living with my parents.
Ah.
It's a bit sad. Since we moved, we don't see her as much anymore, which is
Oh,
a bit sad. But I still make an effort to go up there and make sure she's all right.
in Poppy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is.
Thank God, my memory is not rubbish. Hooray!
Hooray! Ooh, which platform should I pulling at Bridge North?
All of
Platform
them.
one.
Just power
Every
slide
single-
into all of them. I'm just arriving into Bewdley now, Sam. Anyway, so you are. Let me just turn my camera around. You should have a clear aspect to run straight through if you're running straight through.
Lovely jubbler.
See, Reese, I could get to passing points on time and get myself positioned correctly in loops.
Well, I can get there on time. I just can't necessarily let you go past.
Yeah, to be fair, you were in the right place at the right time. You just stopped with your train overhanging the points because you're a bad driver.
It is, well, not the worst driver. Give me some credit.
Look, you've seen Dr. Beeching. You're supposed to overshoot, not undershoot.
I do regularly undershoot.
Meanwhile,
You should an opportunity too good to miss.
It was. Right, we are on the way to Bridge North.
I'll be following. So, are you coming back, Reese, after this one?
Yeah, Yeah, I'll be running around and coming back to Giddy.
Okay, I'll be passing you then at, let's see, well, I think it'll probably be, well, it'll probably be either Highley or Arley, maybe, or maybe even Hampton Load.
I think it will either be Hampton Load or Highley.
Yeah,
And
Depends
then
how long
Sam,
retakes will run round, doesn't it?
depends
I
if he
think
crashes on the run round.
I think I'll probably pass Sam at Bewdley then.
Yeah, we're doing
I'll
a
set my
slightly,
time at run round.
we're doing a slightly untypical server because I think what usually would have happened is a train would pass at probably Hampton Load and Arley, I think, on a normal running day if it's free train operation.
Yeah.
Judging by the block sections, because Highley's an awkward station because it's only got one platform.
To be honest, I don't think Highley would have been a section when it was running.
No, I think the section would have been Hampton Load all the way through to Arley.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would have had a signal box because it's got sidings and stuff, but for empty coaches or freight demonstration freights,
Yeah. Well, we're going to bend the rules a little bit. Why not?
just a little bit.
Just a wee
It's
bit.
true.
In
Trains
fact, there's someone, was it Alex Robinson in the chat of the video? He's a volunteer on the Severn Valley, so he may be able to shed some light on that at some point.
12 years later.
12 years later.
Joe Light Railway is asked what our favourite locos on the Bluebell are.
Ooh. Ooh. That's an interesting one. I think I'm gonna kick it off with the Duke Dog.
Blah!
Blah.
That is my fault. That is my feelings on it.
Do you know, I honestly don't know. I don't know many yellow bluebell engines. Too far south for me.
I'm gonna say 847, the S15.
Oh, interesting. I'm just approaching the 15-mile-an-hour speed limit again.
Oh god, there's a really weird echo on parts of this line.
I know, yeah, there's a few of them.
Like I
So-
like echoes, but it's Willico
It's
Tank's
weird.
whistle. It
Yeah.
does like the boop, but instead of going boop, it goes boop 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 boop. It's like skimming stones.
I think another who does that a little weird echo is Mardy.
Yeah, Marty was quite strange, wasn't it?
Has a very pronounced echo all the way through.
I suppose it's supposed to be like the whole valley echo.
Yeah.
I know Worth Valley has a bit of an echo on it, but it does in real life. Well, it's not really an echo, it's more just the sound carries up the valley.
Yeah. Which does happen on
But-
real valleys.
Yeah, it's just
Maybe.
one of those things you can't really do in train sim.
I do remember when I was driving to the Keighley-Worth Valley, I got lost on this like moor, and I was just like looking around, going, "Where the hell is the railway?" And I just happened to hear an Ivatt whistle, and went, "I think it's that way."
Huh.
You're lucky it wasn't the S160,
Oh, I know.
10 mile away.
Oh god.
The whistle just carries like nothing else on the line.
It's a
On a-
very unique hooter, isn't it?
Yeah. But on a clear day, you can hear it leaving Keighley from Oxenhope.
I think I'm on the steep gradient now. Up
That's not
towards
that
Islington.
It's only a 1 in 100.
Well, steep gradient. Steep gradient. Steep gradient.
Up to Erdington.
Reese doesn't know the meaning of steep gradient, but just wait till he gets the modified over the hills route.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're just gonna add like a 1 in 8 gradient somewhere, aren't you?
Why not?
Yep, coming out of Landia Dog.
Yeah, it's gonna rack assistance necessary.
Well, basically, I did a little bit of modifications with a track there. But in order to make all the yards flat, I had to make the climb out of Landia Dog a lot steeper.
Lol.
You just need to back all the way up to the points at the station, open the reg fully
Floor it.
wide, and just floor it up the hill. And by the time you get to the next station, you're doing about 4 miles an hour.
What you need, Reese, is to get one of those J3A Hudsons from America because they've got boosters on the back of their on their trailing truck.
Oh,
So you could use the booster to get you up the hill.
there we go.
I reckon you'd be fine, Reese. A skilled driver could get up it with no issues.
You literally just said that to Reese, an unskilled driver. Sam.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Sam,
yeah,
please.
comedic
Oh, you're
effect.
coming over to Viaduct. I can, if this were real multiplayer, I'd be able to see you. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I am literally where you're looking right now.
yeah.
Hello.
Just wave out the window at each other. Pass
Have
the
to,
bacon sandwiches.
We've got to do another token exchange. I've got the fireman dangling out of the cab ready.
I'm dangling out in my own cab, buddy. I'm sort of like I've got long gangly arms. I'm holding it out. Come on, boy, grab it. Actually, I'm looking at the token exchange apparatus now. So
It's two LNWR locos passing each other.
something
Yeah,
that we
that's,
don't usually see.
No.
That's not been seen for a while on Britain's railways.
No, I mean these are the only two. These are the only two LNWR engines I can think of that have actually operated.
No, there's Hardwick has operated in preservation.
Oh, has it
Hardwick-
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hardwick did a spell on the main line
Sam?
in the early days. Yep.
You're going into the wrong platform, dude.
Oh god.
Well,
I-
that's an
I-
issue.
You've just
I like the
you've
way
literally
that
just
you-
crashed into me.
I love the way that you've
fine,
been
I'm
cracking
going
the jokes
through
about me being a crap driver.
I'm being absolutely by the book. I am, boys and girls. Absolutely, and then I get some absolute hooligan called Sam drive right through me.
No, you are right. I am in the wrong road here.
Yeah, I'm.
Well,
very
to be fair, I
disappointed.
did say I was going into platform 1 a while ago.
I thought you'd have gone into platform 2, seeing as it's the line you're supposed to go through.
Yeah, I probably should have done, but oh well.
Right, that's it. Reese, he's sacked.
Yeah, that's it. You're sacked
Yo.
from the.
Your fault, Reese.
How is it my fault?
Well, I'm going to continue on my journey then because I've just been blasphemed.
Yep. I'm just pushing you all the way back now.
Cowbag.
Yeah, Reese, it's your fault because it's your stream, therefore your head signaller.
Oh,
Considering I have absolutely no control of the signals,
Hey, that's besides the point, Reese.
do you know what? If it makes me days like this really makes me wish there was proper multiplayer in this game.
I know.
Yeah.
Apparently, Matt Pedalston was able to trial it years and years ago, and then nothing ever came of it.
I know that really wound me up. That did. It was like, look what we can do, and look what we're developing. 8 years later, no, we never did that. It's like, you literally live streamed it, dude.
You literally did. It was literally a
Yep.
thing that occurred.
I think the other thing is the fact that they've said they're going to do it for Train Sim World as well.
Yeah,
and it's
that peed me off big
hmm.
dog. And Train Sim World, actually, it would make sense to use Train Sim World as a way of doing proper multiplayer because they built that recently from the ground up, and the Unreal Engine should, theoretically, be able to support multiplayer quite easily.
Yep. It just seems a bit. The fact that they've advertised it with all these features and they still haven't got half of them in the game several years after release.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly again why I bought it, because I was under the pretense that we'd have multiplayer at some point, and it hasn't happened. So I feel like I've been falsely sold a game.
Yeah.
That's why I've uninstalled it for the time being. It's just sat in my Steam library collecting dust.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete mine because it takes up like 80 gigabytes of data, but it's only so much that you can do driving a DMU.
I mean, the only thing I'll say about it is it does look very pretty in some respects, but the actual sort of gameplay and driving of it, it's not like. I mean, I know it's basically the same thing what we're doing in TS, but there's so much more variety. You've got steam, diesel, electric. You've got people pushing the boundaries with narrow gauge.
Yep.
All this lot. Yet with TS World, there's no third-party development tools so far.
Yeah, it's just until they get something more interesting than a diesel engine in it, it's just not got the
One day train
veg.
fans. Veg, yeah. Got lots of stuff for them. I know one of them, Ben. He's a mate of mine, and he's an absolute veg. I mean, I say vegetable in the best possible way, but he knows literally, what trains are going through where, what bloody traction motors they've got, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's a train, dude.
So I'm very much of the opinion I'm not going to get Train Sim World until it gets something in it that is better than or you can't do in Train Sim.
Yeah, for example,
uh,
the
for me,
multiplayer or stuff like that.
Multiplayer or Steam Locos, until those come into Train Sim World, I'm not going to get it.
But also they need to actually fix the game because they've focused on making it that you can play it on console, Xbox and Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in order to make it work on those consoles, they've had to really kill and dumb it down. So, example is London to Paddington. That's it. London to Reading, sorry, and that's all you
Yeah.
get. And I'm like, is that really all we could have?
Well,
Is it really?
we have a theory about why it was only London to Reading.
Why is that?
If they'd have had to go to Didcot, they'd have had to model a steam engine because of Didcot Railway Centre being right there.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't do that before.
No,
Remember?
what I mean is in TS we had it.
But they didn't model steam engines for that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I don't understand. I don't get the argument in that respect. But it would have still been nice if they'd have maybe made a steam engine as even just a static object that you could see from the station or whatever. If they were that concerned about it, but
you've got to laugh though, haven't you? I mean, they go from years of having a broken game, they get this brilliant chance to start anew, and the first thing they do is break the brand new game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a company called Electronic Arts.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with DTG is that, let's be honest, none of us play Train Sim World or Train Sim not because we like it, we just play it because it's the best of what's available.
Yeah.
It's not really a good game. It's unstable, it crashes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have half the functionality it's supposed to have.
No, it's also got certain graphical errors and things from time to time.
Yeah. It's not a good game. It's just there isn't much better to do.
I mean, one of the reasons I obviously stuck around is because of how much you can customize the game, and it's very good for what us series creators do, which is, we can do what we
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, you could do that with MSTS.
True.
There you go. I've just arrived in Bridgnorth.
The only thing I would say that Train Sim has over MSTS is the graphics.
Yeah. Even then, with Open Rails, though, they've got much better functionality in Open Rails now.
Oh yeah, I've seen some models done for that, which are almost as good as Train Sim models. But, again, it's this whole... It's the third parties that are keeping both games alive.
Yeah. Because official support for TS is sort of really, really quite low, but, I keep seeing on Facebook advertising, I remember this one thing, it was quite hilarious, which was it was a poll on the Dovetail Games thing, and it was which one do you play the most, Train Sim World or Train Sim 2020? And it was overwhelming people saying we play Train Sim 2020, because even though it's a broken game, it's a damn sight more fun than TS World.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, don't get me wrong, I don't mind modern traction, but I'm no big fan of it. But for a simulator, all you need to do is push a lever and go.
Yeah.
Whereas with a Steam Loco, it's much more suited for a game like this because you have much more to do with it.
Well, I mean, that's again with with a steam engine, you've got to keep an eye on things like the fire, the water, brake gauges. You've got to keep pressure. You've got to know the route as well and prepare accordingly. For example, if you, for example, are coming up to an incline that is coming up, you need to make sure you've got pressure in your boiler. But if you're coming up to a station, you want to not have all the pressure in your boiler because you're going to just piss away all the water while you're stationary. Whereas with a diesel, what do? You just sort of go clunk, clunk.
I mean, even going back to the content that they have for Train Sim World, even if they did just stick with diesels for the time being, I could get them. But with, as we said, there's only so much you could do by opening a lever or turning on a lever and a switch. But they had the opportunity to make multiplayer so that you could do shunting with Class 08s, multiplayer.
Yeah, because you can basically have it at
fun would
again, that's because by adding multiplayer, you add more functionality. You add something else you can do, like you can't do in Train Simulator.
Look at what we're doing right now. What we could have done with, let's say, for example, the West Somerset, because it's obviously a reserve line. You could have Sam in a Class 08, me in a Class 33, Reese in a 47, and what you could have is Sam, for example, with the 08, shunting a train together and getting it prepared in the platform. Reese comes along and collects the train and takes it out, and then me sat in the diesel depot or whatever, getting the engine prepared, you know, the cold starting it or whatever, while Sam collects another load of coaches ready for me to take out to follow you. That would
Yeah.
be fun to do. That would be a nice thing to do. I mean, we're doing Suedo multiplayer right now because we're having to rely on ourselves to say what block we're in and whatnot, but having actual someone be a signaller as well would be cool, like, you know, somebody is
What
the
we're
actual
doing,
signalman.
Shunting as well, just
Yeah.
like an actual human shunter. So
Yeah.
you're in the loco, and then somebody's on the ground giving you ground signals.
Yeah.
If that's the level you want to go to, that would be incredible.
Yeah, what we're doing right now is we're doing Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway signalling.
Yeah, with their radios.
Yeah.
Oh dear, what's happened there, John? Oh, mate, something really bad's happened. What has happened, John? What's happened? A bird shout in my head.
Oh. I've been on that line.
Oh, don't. I really want to go on the Ravenglass next day. But then again, Reese, have you ever done Romney?
No.
I've
that's
done
one
Romney twice.
I've never done Romney, but I would say that Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway is, in my personal opinion, the nicest steam railway I have ever been on.
I imagine it's probably the most scenic
Definitely.
because it runs for, like, right through the Dales, doesn't it?
Yeah, it runs through the Lake District and it goes up to Boot near Dalegarth at the foot of Scaffold Pike,
Oh, bloody
which is the highest mountain in the country. But it
bonza.
also goes from Ravenglass, which is the only seaside village in the Lake District.
Wow.
So it's quite unique in that sense, but the rolling stock there is lovely. The engines are absolutely beautiful. The staff there are ridiculously friendly.
But that's
just
the north
all
for you
round
anyway.
very
Everyone
nice
up
there.
north is friendly.
Yeah, it's just a particularly good railway.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, Romney for me, I think I like Romney a lot because it's basically a narrow gauge mainline railway, and it's got so many nice loco down there. Like, you know, you've got the Pacifics, the Mountains, you've got the Bug, you've got the two diesels as well. And you've got the Canadian outline ones, and then you've got the German loco as well.
Yeah,
And it's just a nice little variety. I mean, like, it's one of the biggest varieties you've got on a line of that scale. But, you know, you combine the two railways, like, you know, people think of them as toy railways, but they're really not.
it's funny because
It
they're a
complies
weird
with
knit.
more regulations than even some of the big railways.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's in a different league. I mean, you can't go on a standard gauge railway and shunt stock around by hand by literally pushing it. Whereas on a narrow gauge railway, you know, on 15-inch gauge ones, I've seen them do that before. I helped them do that before.
Imagine you probably shunt the coaching by
But-
hand as well, can't you?
Oh yeah, that's exactly it. It was the observation saloon fin that someone had on for a party. And instead of getting our diesel fired up and doing a big fancy shunt with it, we just uncoupled it by hand because it's just a pin and bar coupler. Just pulled the pin out and we just pushed it into the carriage shed. But it's, you know, it's no less dangerous than a real one. It's just on a more manageable scale.
And the thing as well, you can get right up close and personal because of how
Yeah.
small the locos are. I mean, you're towering above it rather than sort of looking up at something that's like, you know, 13 foot high. You're looking at something that's, you know, maybe 2 foot high, and it still can do the same job that the big engine can. That's what really impresses me.
Yeah, well, I think Ravenglass, I think their engines run at 120 psi, something like that.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that's only like
If-
30 psi less than the core tank.
Yeah, and if you scale it up as well, that's looking more like, you know, if you scaled it up by volume and whatnot, that's probably still about, you know, the boiler pressure of a Peppercorn A1 or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a third scale, but on a term of like power to size ratio, they're actually more powerful than any standard gauge loco in the country.
Yeah. And
Just
then you,
because they can kick out a similar output, but they're, you know, a third of the size.
And then you got like, because you know I was saying about Romney with their locos, and the scale speed they do is like mainline speed. Like they're limited
Yeah.
25 miles an hour, but they're a third scale size. So what they're doing is more akin to
75.
yeah, about 75 miles an
Yeah.
hour, which is insane. Oh, I'm at Arley. I nearly overran, but I should stop in time.
I'm just pulling into Kidderminster. That's a big shed.
Oh,
The
that's the
carriage shed.
carriage shed. I think it is the longest railway shed in railway preservation.
Yeah.
We'll have to do something about
Yeah.
that.
We'll have to go take it down a peg.
We'll take it down a peg. You just see like me like having a gigantic carriage shed like 1.5 miles long. It's like, what's that for? Carriages.
What you
Yeah.
should do is take the actual shed that they used on this route and just like with some scaffolding and sheet metal, just add a bit on the end.
Or just,
Just
or
to
just,
say
or
it's
just-
the longest one.
yeah, just add like a foot extra. Be like, there you go, mine now.
Should
So-
just go find this one and just tack out a layer of bricks around the middle.
Where are you, Reese? By the way, you're still at. Oh, you're still up at
Bridgenorth.
Bridgenorth. I could probably
He's
get to
still
Hampton
faffing
Load then.
around.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd go for it, Tom. I reckon you could
Yeah.
make it there easy.
Yeah, do you know what? We're gonna blow this joint and we're gonna head up to Highley and Hampton Load.
Nice. So we'll be passing it.
Hampton Load, yeah. I won't be too long anyway. I might bend the speed limit a little bit. Just make sure that all my.
The way I look at it, the LNWR Super D doesn't have a speedometer.
Yeah, so we'll just play Let's Pretend.
Yep, you just go.
It doesn't have a speedometer, so you just sort of count the sleepers as you're going past and just hope it's right.
Actually, has it?
Well, you tend to go off the sound of the exhaust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it is funny, I had an experience on Nunlow. I think it was Little Engines Gala. And when we had Lower Valley driver come on, we were like, yeah, you do know this engine's supposed to be limited to 15 mile an hour. And he goes, 15 mile an hour? Oh, bugger, I don't know what that looks like. I only know 25.
Huh.
And it was quite funny because it was sort of that were his way of driving. You get a general feel for it after you've done it enough. But it must have been interesting trying to hold speed limits in the days before they had speedometers on steam engines.
Well, I guess that's what they had the mileposts for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to some extent, but it's even so, if you think of all the stuff you've got going on an engine.
It would have been quite challenging to think about it, wouldn't it?
I'm gonna say there's a lot of stuff to be juggling, isn't there? As we were saying before about all the other, things you got to do as a driver.
Yeah.
I can't remember how to couple up.
You bump into the coaches and hope for the
Control
best.
Shift, that's it. I literally forgot how to couple up.
Oh dear, Reese.
I know. Oh, I need to change my lamp code.
I can be asked to do that.
Get rid of that one. I think it's Control Shifts 3 to put it on the tender. Let me see. Yep, there we go.
Oh, I just realised something, Sam, about that whole argument about listening out for the exhaust.
Yep.
What do I do in a Super D which is off beat because of the joy valve gear?
Oh.
Panic.
Yeah, we'll just say fuck it.
But yeah, it's sort of you get an idea for what an engine sounds like at certain speeds. Like, it doesn't have to be the beat as such, whether it's a regular one or whatever, but it's
also the sound of things like the the clanking of the valves and listening to all lift off. Because like I know that I'm travelling around 25, 26 at the moment, but that's probably because I'm used to the sound of the sub D.
One thing I find interesting that's never mentioned really is the clanging of the firebox door, which may sound like a bit of an odd thing, but when you've got the fire door shut, particularly the sliding one, it makes a very distinctive clang every time you get a bit of the exhaust. And when you're in the cab, it's actually the loudest thing in the cab as you're going along.
Yeah,
It's louder than the exhaust.
some locos-
Dun, 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 dun.
Some locos do have it sound, the sound put in, and it does get a bit annoying, but at the same time, that is realism,
It's how it really sounds, yeah. It's because of the draft, isn't it, through the firebox?
Yeah, it
Yep.
is. Yeah. Oh, I'm just departing from Bridgenorth, Tom, and I remember when we were there,
Yeah.
and we were watching. Was it Sir Keith Park on?
I think it was Keith Park, yeah. Because it was on a wedding train or something, wasn't it? Driver X wedding train.
Driver Experience, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just wheel slipping like hell.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So Keith Park is well known for that, although people will always jump to defend it, but we had it on the Worth Valley for a gala, and I think it took it something like 45 minutes to do a one-way journey when 45 minutes is the time it takes to do a return journey.
Atkin bullies are well known for their slipperoonies.
Well,
Slippy.
Keighley Bank is particularly challenging for Pacifics. Freight engines and tank engines have no issue with it. But Pacifics always seem to struggle due to the weight and power distribution.
Yeah.
But because it's like a 1 in 50 up a 90-degree bend,
Oh yeah.
they do tend to struggle with it. And I believe on this particular occasion, it was wet and rainy, and the sanders weren't working, or they'd run out of sand, or it was blocked, or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get up Keighley Bank completely unassisted with a full 6-coach train, and it was just not happening.
Big oof.
Also, I'm going to go spin round on the turntable.
Whee!
Because why not?
Because I've got a headboard on and it's a child object, and I have not got it on the back, and I can't be bothered editing it.
So you're gonna turn on the turntable just because you can't put the headboard on the right place?
Yep.
Yet you're in a tank engine, which are, specifically designed to be able to go backwards or forwards with no problem.
Yep.
I went tender first in my Super D, for Christ's sake. Then again, I got the tender cab, so I'm not going to get blasted by wind. I found the only disadvantage with the Super Ds in game is that I can't get this on my one because it's hard coded into the number, whether they wore it in real life or not.
I'm sure there'll be some way of doing it, but you have to fiddle around with coding a bit.
Yeah, and I'm fiddling with coding and meh.
It depends how they've done it. If they've added it as a node on the object, you'd be able to like add it as a child object in a really weird way. You'd have to add the shape to itself as a child object and then remove everything but the cab from it.
Oh god, I don't really fancy that, to be honest.
It's basically what I do with, all my Australian stuff I faff around with.
Yeah.
It's basically what I do with that, using the S160 child objects. Because the way the S160 is set up, all the child objects are just one shapefile,
Yeah.
and then the scripting tells it which bits to hide and show. So thanks to Victory Works, they did me a little script that you can edit, and basically you just put in which bits of it you want to hide, and it'll hide everything except for the bits that you don't put in.
Quite clever.
So yeah, it is really clever. It's really useful as well.
Not going to pretend I fully understand it, but still clever.
To be perfectly honest, I don't fully understand it. All I know is how it works. Well, how to use it, and that's all that matters. But yeah, it is really good. It just makes it a lot easier.
So, Reece, you'll be happy to know I'm just coming into Highley.
Well, hey,
So, I'm going to quickly, briefly stop here, and then I'll meet you at Hampton Low.
I hope that you had consent from Hiley for that.
I was highly contented by my stop.
Oh.
Yeah, because if I remember rightly, we were here, we stopped at Highley, and we saw Keith Park come through on the driver experience train, and because we'd been to the up to the engine house, hadn't we?
That's right, yeah. And then I think we got the 28, didn't we?
I think so.
Or was it the Taffy Tank?
I think it might be the Taffy Tank again.
Either we got on the Taffy Tank or we saw it go past and we went to the engine house.
Thinking because we came back on the Taffy Tank.
Yeah.
That's right, because we came back on the Taffy Tank, got off at Highley, and we went off to the museum. When the Taffy Tank left, we watched it go. And then Sir Keith Park came through, and then I can't remember what train we got after that. It might have been the 28 then.
I think it was the 28, you know. I'll have to look back through my pictures from that day, but I'm pretty sure that it was the 28.
Oh my god, who designed this the turntable? The turntable has a 1 in 71 gradient leading down to it.
Epic.
Oof.
It also has a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on that section of track rather than a 5-mile-an-hour speed limit.
What could possibly go wrong?
Well, it's funny you mention it. Let's get balanced just on the middle, and then we can spin round endlessly.
Right. So I'm now leaving Highley for Hampton Load.
Yeah.
When I get to Bridge North, I will do my run round and run my smoke break.
Nice.
Nice, baby. Do. Yeah, I ain't got far to Hampton Load anyway, so. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think I'm far away from there.
Right, let's get a nice screenshot of that. Ooh, that'll do.
Oh no, this is Erdington.
I've never heard Erdington that before.
I think Erdington is the station that they built just before they reopened it in 1970.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame because it's a nice little place, but there's like nothing here, so you know the timetabled services never stop there.
I think there's talk of them possibly one day reinstating the loop at Erdington and
They
refueling
should.
the platform.
I think they should.
Would be nice.
You know, it would add a little bit more in depth to it, I suppose.
It would
I
add
don't
an
know.
extra passing loop for Garlers in the main.
Yeah, exactly.
I just managed to get a really nice screenshot with the sun reflecting off the paintwork.
Oof.
Oh.
Lovely.
Mr. 8K textures, man.
To be fair, Reece, you've seen the core tank in real life.
I have, yes.
I deliberately, very specifically wanted to show you that just so I could get someone well known who can vouch for me with the whole reskinning train sim.
To be absolutely fair, I didn't. But I don't know if you knew about this, Tom. I went to the Keighley and Weir Valley last year, and Sam took me to the Bahamas Loco Society shed, and I got a tour of the coal tank and Nunlow, didn't I?
Oh,
Yep.
And I didn't believe Sam when he was saying about how shiny their locos are. But yeah, they really are that shiny.
Are they literally like? Are they literally like oiled up, like with baby
Nope.
oil?
You could
Not
literally
oil.
eat your dinner off it. You know, that's how clean they are.
It's basically car shampoo and then furniture polish,
Oh.
but the finish on them it's literally a mirror finish. You can see yourself clearly in the side of the paintwork.
I think you're going to have to probably talk to the Merchant Navy Locomotive Preservation Society then.
Yeah, it's funny that because the Bashmash did a poll over whether Bahamas or Clanline was cleaner.
I think I voted on that and I said Clan Line.
Well, I was saying everyone who's voting for Clanline has just never seen any other BLS engines.
To be fair, that's true, I've
But-
never seen one.
I think the same thing could be said the other way around,
Yeah.
because it's like the Clanline is always down south and Bahamas is always up
Up
north.
north.
So
Yeah, I don't think
But-
enough people really give Clan Line enough credit where it's due, because like, there's always other engines that overshadow it in a way in the public popularity, but when you consider
Yeah.
what Clan Line's actually done in preservation, like it's been on the main line every decade since it was preserved, since it was built.
which
it's the-
that's got to be unique,
It's got to
surely.
be, yeah. And it's also one of the best kept locos. It's rarely ever fails, if ever. And it's also
Yep.
used on the Belmont British Pullman as well, which is, a very prestigious train.
Yeah,
How many other locos have worked that? It's only like Flying Scotsman and Tornado.
Tornado, I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
See,
don't
Bahamas
think
and
it's
BLS engines don't get much use, but it is interesting to note as well that Bahamas has never actually missed a mainline tour due to a locomotive problem. I think in its history it's missed one, and that was because the BR driver derailed it at Keighley before we got it onto the mainline.
Ouch. Right, Reece, I am 0.65 miles from Hampton Load.
I can't tell. Hang on.
F3 HUD.
It's not even on there.
Oh really? So I'm gonna be on time, Mister.
Well, I am actually on my way, so you know, not far off.
Better late than never, Reece. Although you have caused confusion and delay.
Oh no.
To be fair, I
Well,
think
you
we've done a lot of that tonight, haven't we?
Yeah. Do you know one day I just want an episode of Thomas to just turn around and say, actually, you've caused delay and confusion.
Could you
Oh,
imagine the scenes?
I have been watching the new seasons.
Oh, yeah, of
Reese,
course you
why?
got
The
it.
old
Oh,
ones are
God,
on
yeah.
YouTube, Reese. They're on YouTube.
I know. Just some of the episodes really make me cringe. Like Rebecca, the spam can.
Sorry, only some of the episodes?
Only
Yeah,
some.
lots of them do.
I
They
think you should
really
make
make me
all
cringe.
of them.
They're just so cringeworthy.
Yep. But of course, the difference is they aren't really made by people that care about trains anymore, are they?
Well, they don't even know anything about them. Their limited their knowledge is it's a blue tank engine.
Go
Yeah,
chuff.
but look at the difference between that and like the original series.
Well,
Because
so
the
they
original
actually
was,
did some research, didn't they?
well, not just that, but it was full of, if you watch them, it's actually full of railway specific regulations.
Yeah.
Yes, there's lots of technical terminology in there. Whereas the modern stuff is just like, haha, lol, train is bright colour.
Exactly.
I've stopped at Hampton Road Race.
Okie dokie, I'm not far away.
Cool.
I'm literally just about to come around the corner.
Oh, cool. Well, while I'm waiting for you, I'm going to go have a look at the model train. Haha.
Alright.
Power sliding, the power sliding pannier tank.
I'm just slowing down. I'm approaching the Garden Railway setup.
Oh, I should put my proper lamps back on.
Oh, yeah, I see, yeah.
Control shift. 3. And control 2, 3, 4. Control 2 again. Not 2, control 3 again.
This Flying Pig is actually a really nice loco to drive on a preserved railway. I gotta be fair. I really enjoyed driving it tonight.
Yeah. It seems like a decent loco. I need to have a proper spin with it.
It's definitely not the worst loco in Train Sim.
Well, that's not exactly a compliment though, is it, Reese?
I think the best way I've described the Flying Pig is good freeware. Because
It is exceptionally good freeware. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's payware quality, but it's very close to it, so it's good freeware quality. It's almost like I remember when I drove the, back in the day when the first of the, King Train stuff came out, like the King Train King class. That was very good. What you might
I
call-
remember I drove that engine so much. I can remember the King Train's King, but then there was a mod to add the Great Western 4500 was it Prairie Tank cab to it?
Yeah,
So
that's
that
right.
you actually had a Great Western cab.
It was probably one of the better freeware products that have been out there. So, I mean, that's how I describe the Pig. It's more like good freeware. It's not bad payware. It's not bad freeware. It's not, good medium payware. I just say it's good freeware quality-wise. Especially since the amount of time it's been passed around and stuff.
I've screwed you over again, Tom.
What have you done?
About 4 of my coaches are still on the main line in front of you.
Oh, for God's sake!
Reese, if you have a look on the F4 HUD, you'll find out that bit of track in the direction you're going is specifically called something along the lines of extra space. Specifically to allow you to fit in there so
It literally
other people
says,
can
it
pass.
says, Hampton Low P2 extra stop.
Yep.
So I now have to wait, like my precious passengers who are just sort of here, like, why are these excellent drivers being held up by some really, really bad driver? And Reese is just in a cab. Lol.
It just doesn't like London North Western.
No.
I'm literally wheel slipping to move out the way quick enough for you.
He just doesn't like London North Western. That's what it is.
For shame.
There you go. I'm clear of your set of points.
Are you actually? I don't think so, because I'm watching. I'm going to say because I'm watching your stream and I literally can see your pig slipping.
It's a couple of seconds slow, all right.
All right.
Just
Well,
give it time.
okay. Well, I'm going to go up to Bridgenorth and hope not to die.
Yeah, it is clear. Yeah, it is worth It's worth mentioning, in the not too distant future, we may be able to do a stream where each one of us drives a different London North Western loco.
Is
Yeah,
that
the
because
DX goods, isn't it?
is it DX goods?
Chris has 3 London North Western loco planned. He has Cauliflower,
Yeah.
which is the 060 goods engine,
It's
for which
also
I've got to do a compulsory livery where we just replace all the textures with pictures of cauliflowers.
good idea.
Gotta be done.
I've got to do just as a novelty thing.
I think have we also got Hardwick at some point?
Yep, we've got Hardwick and we've got Cornwall.
Yeah, I think someone in my server has basically been banging on about Cornwall ever since Chris announced it, and they're literally frothing at the mouth about it.
Yeah, it's on his to-do list, but his to-do list is currently about
It's
40
pretty big.
locos long.
It's pretty big.
So he's certainly ambitious.
I mean, you can churn them out.
Oh, he can churn them out.
Oh my god. Finally, the Death Star has decided it wants to install Windows 10.
Took it long enough.
I started it about 4 hours ago,
Oh, really?
and it's only just come up with the notification to say, "Yep, we can install Windows 10 now."
How come we're reinstalling Windows 10 then?
Because well, when I started my new job and I moved up to Hull, I basically put the Death Star in a big plastic bag and I didn't touch it for 2 years.
Right.
So now that I've built my new office in my new house,
Oh, right, you need to do the updates and things then.
yeah, I've been installing all the updates and getting everything sorted, and I that with Windows 7 you had till a certain date to
Upgrade to Windows 10.
upgrade to Windows 10. That's it. But I didn't do it. I should have done. I didn't. I just missed it.
Oof.
So I was complaining about it the other day to a friend of mine, and he said, "Well, what are you talking about? You can still do it if you've got a genuine copy of genuine version of Windows. You can do it anytime." So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Mine now.
And I found on the Microsoft website the thing to do it, and it's like, yeah, here you are, Windows 10. There you go, it's yours. So I'm like, all right, that's just saved me 120 quid.
Huzzah.
So and it's going to cost me a fair bit to redo my PC when it's time.
Yeah, I'm terrified of that moment. It's going to be a case of me getting Will to come down and do it again when it comes to that. I wouldn't have any idea what to do with my computer.
I'm at the stage of needing to upgrade, but yeah, it's one of those. I'm gonna keep this one going until it's physically unplayable.
That's basically
It
what
is
my plan is
physically
with Black Knight.
unplayable now, Sam.
Yeah, but this is a marked upgrade on what my previous laptop was like.
Tom, listen to this now.
Are you on-
How do you actually play your laptop right now, Sam?
Okay, Reese.
Hello, everybody.
Oh dear, here we go. Okay, go on, Sam.
I sit down and I play with it on my lap like a normal laptop.
No, you don't.
No, that's completely bullshit.
That was a complete fabrication of the truth
Basically,
there.
what happened is, because of the way my laptop is, the screen is held onto the back of it by only a few screws.
Ooh.
And the issue is, the plastic that the screws screw into has snapped.
Uh-oh.
So, although nothing electronical is broken and the screen works fine, the screen isn't physically attached to the laptop anymore.
Okay.
Because of that, I'm sitting playing with it plugged into my TV and using it like a desktop.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that, really.
It's
Well-
quite an ingenious solution to a problem that never should have existed in the first place, I think.
Well, no, not really.
Yeah.
But in fairness, when I had I had Grid 2 installed on my computer for a while. When we moved into the flat, what we did is we plugged in the HDMI into the TV, and me and Chris would just sit there playing multiplayer split screen on Grid 2.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's bloody awesome.
I'm hoping that's what I'm sort of planning when I do upgrade my desktop, is I'm going to use the gaming rig. If I don't sell it, then I might just see if I can plug it into the TV in my living room and use it a bit like a games console.
You probably could, to be fair.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I spent a lot of money on this laptop, but if I try and sell it, I'm not going to get a fraction of that money.
No.
Excuse me. So I would probably resent selling it by that point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, believe it or not, Reese, you know my old laptop that I've had for years?
Yeah.
It still works and Tracy still uses it.
Oh, nice.
So it does still exist, the old White Knight. It's very, very slow now, but it does still function still. So then
It's
again, I
just
think because
old and got grey hair.
I looked after it for a long time. So even though it was shit playing TS and for editing and for functioning what I wanted it to do and watching porn, it was very bad at watching porn. It always screamed.
It
It's
always
like,
paused at inappropriate moments.
well, what it would do is it would come up with, oh, it appears that you're trying to access a website. No, shut up, go away, I'm trying to access this website. Yes, but you're trying to access a porn website and we're going to have to go away, laptop. I'm just blasting through Erdington Holt now.
I'm setting off from Kidderminster. Reese, where are you?
I am on the way to Highley.
I think your passing place might be
Arley.
Arley then.
Arley it is. Right, pedal to the metal, or reg to the roof.
Reg in the roof.
Reg through the
Although,
roof.
because this engine doesn't have that kind of regulator, it's just reg to the fireman, I guess.
Reg in the
Or to the
fireman's
drive.
face.
Right, it's more the drivers on this one.
And what about mine? Mine is, let's see, to open. Yeah, mine is sort of like double pronged and it's kind of an awkward shape, so it's going to smack me in the face at some point, I think.
Is yours the smack the driver in the face and the fireman in the face at the same time?
Yeah,
variety
well,
of
what
reg?
it does is it whacked the fireman in the... wait, which side? Yeah, I'm on driver's side. It whacked the driver in the face and hit the fireman on the head.
Yep.
That's a scientific way of describing shapes of regulators, everyone.
Yep.
For example, the regulator on Monturo 2, that hits either the driver or the fireman, depending whether it's open or closed.
Yep.
Oh,
Technically
Terry
same enough.
Bartlett's actually made a good point. The only Garretts now, apart from like the Microsoft Train Sim ones, are the Welsh Highland ones,
Yeah.
Yeah?
which is a good point. And they are quite good, actually, I'll be fair.
I think the only problem I've got with them is they always seem to have no water in them when I put
Yeah.
them down. That might be a problem
Right.
with the bin file.
It could be fixed.
Yeah. But they're very nice. I'd like to do a run along the whole Festiniog and Welsh Highland with one of them, but I'm obviously with the water situation, you know, you can't do it.
That's on our to-do list.
Yeah.
We need to incorporate that recently. Railway challenge thing we need to crack on with.
Yeah, we need to do that, don't we?
What's this? Railway Challenge?
Yep,
Yes. Yeah, there's like, what is it, the Best of Britain Railworks Challenge?
that's the one.
How's that work then?
Basically, well, that's what we've got to try and work out. But basically, it's going to be a fuck ton of races and challenges and puzzles and that sort of stuff.
Alright.
So,
The idea is to represent pretty much any of the railway companies, isn't it?
yeah, I think the idea is we're going to try and have. There's going to be. Look, we're looking at the big four for it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a race, a freight challenge, a heavy haul challenge, and a branch line puzzle, which will be like shunting and all that sort of stuff. There's going to be one of each of those three activities on a different route from each of the big four, so that brings the total up to 12 different things there.
Challenges, yeah.
And then there's going to be a few extras and special ones as well, which will be things like, can you accurately recreate City of Truro speed run or Flying Scotsman or Mallards, or can you pull 100 wagons with a 28XX or
I
stuff
had to
like
bring the
that.
2800 up again, didn't you, Sam? You just had to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the ones I want to try and get in is a really big shunting puzzle. So it'll be like you have a yard full of wagons hidden all over the place, and you have to find the right ones and put them in the right formation.
Oh god, that's too complicated for me.
Yeah, the idea is it'd be sort of a time challenge thing.
Reece,
So
I
it'd be
just
like-
realised something.
What?
Well, I'm coming into Bridgenorth. You're driving the Flying Pig, aren't you?
Yeah.
There appeared to be a
The one
flying
that's
pig
in the
sat in the
shed.
shed at Bridgenall. This
Yeah.
is Pigception right now, or as the North Anglians call it, the doodle bug,
Yeah.
rather than flying pig.
I remember that actually. From the beta. It was in the beta.
Yeah. Everyone was so excited. They're like, "Oh, the 4300's in there!" And it's like, no, it isn't. It's a scenery object. Right.
I can
I'm-
remember
Yeah,
I was one of those people.
right.
It's probably the most detailed steam locomotive scenery object in game at the moment.
Probably. Unless you count, actually no, let's not count that. Anyway. So, I'm at Bridge North. I'm going to do my run round manoeuvre. And what is going on now? Yeah, and then I'm going to go and have my little quick break.
I'm just about to head out of Highley.
Still having lots of fun with the Super Do, I am. Splendid.
That's super.
It
I'm
is absolutely.
I'm standing where we watched the 28, Tom.
Hmm?
I'm standing on the path when we were going to the engine house, so we watched the 28 go by.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Krabs. Then again, I remember I found the picture the other day. I was looking through some pictures and I found me, you, and Andy at Swanage with the Class 33.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. We had bag of chips on the seafront as well, didn't we, that day?
Yeah, we went into that little restaurant near the sea, didn't we?
Yeah.
Little chippy, it was lovely.
It's been really nice to actually run a preserved railway.
Yeah, and actually
Yeah.
sort of doing it properly as well. This is the sort of thing I like doing. You know, properly running a, like, I mean, maybe not to a specific timetable, but running block sections. I mean, me, Callum, and who was it we do it with? Chris and Jordan on my server were doing this the other day, where we're running up and down Stainmore, but we were all in block section behind each other.
Yeah.
We're basically
Yeah.
having to sort of sit and wait at signals and whatnot, and it was kind of fun, to be quite honest. It's kind
It's
of
the closest
bit
we
more
can
relaxed.
get to multiplayer, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would be really good though would be if someone could make a program. You know, like Discord, you can watch each other's stream.
Yeah.
If someone could make it so you could have the Discord overlay, so you could watch the screen and have Train Sim open at the same time. So like, if you could have the other people in a row at the top of the screen or something, or at the side, so you could see exactly where they were.
Yeah. Like someone like hosting it as a signalman or something, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
like if you can't do proper multiplayer with it, that's what we need to do instead.
Yeah.
Do you know a railway that I've never actually been to, and someone's just mentioned it in the chat?
What's that?
The Epping Ongar Railway.
Oh, the Porno Railway.
Yeah, that's it. The Pornhub Railway.
Yeah, I haven't been
Love
there
that. I was
either, but
thinking exactly the same thing then.
I wouldn't mind one day. There's a load of railways I haven't been to but I'd like to go to. I mean, I'd like to do Festiniog and Welsh Highland one day. I'd like
It's
to
a
do...
long way to go for
I
you,
know,
but it is
but
worth it.
It'd be worth it if I did a weekend away there or something. But then
If
there's
you
also...
yeah, you'd have to do it as a weekend away because it's really just too long to do them in one day.
I think to do the
Yeah.
Welsh Highland, to do Porthmadog up to Carnarvon, I mean, how long's the journey up there? Something like, what, 2.5 hours, 3 hours?
It depends on what timetable you're on, but when I did it, we left at 10 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and we basically weren't back at Porthmadog till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And that was one round trip, and we only had 20 minutes in Carnarvon.
Bloody hell.
You couldn't even go off and have a bite to eat or anything. That was a bit of a shame, that was.
It is a long line, isn't it? But it's also narrow gauge speeds.
The thing is, you say the narrow gauge, we were flying. We weren't hanging around. We were flying along that line. There was some of the corners, I thought, bloody hell, we're going around that a bit quick.
That's a bit tight.
It must have been quick if you were thinking that, Reese.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
And I've done it with the gravity train at 50 mile an hour, and I didn't even think that was quick. That's one of the things. When my son is a bit older and he's able to travel around on heritage railways with me, he's not going to have much choice about this. But we're
Not
going to be
really, no.
going on tours.
You're going to raise him up to like him, and he's going to be raised up to hate them. He'll go
Yeah,
through his
probably.
teenage phase, and he'll be like, "I'm never going near a heritage railway again in my
You've
life."
got to be really careful of. Well, I'm gonna sort of say that. Do you remember on the West Somerset that one time, Grace, where that one kiddie basically gave me a panic attack on the train?
I remember a couple of times that happening.
Well, this was the one kid who actually properly gave me a panic attack on the train because he was like getting really close to me, following me, and all that lot.
Oh,
I'm just saying because I remember you saying a wee while ago about people sort of like trying to get a bit too friendly with you and your family in a way, if that makes sense, for your Facebook. You've got to be
yeah.
very so careful of that when you're taking your boy around everywhere. Just make sure that, like, well,
Yeah,
for one thing, just make sure James White isn't there.
Reece, you'll have to go incognito. You'll have to shave your beard or something. every
Shave your
time you
beard,
go
wear,
to heritage
wear
railway.
something other than a flat cap, because that's how I recognise you instantly.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
when I go to heritage railways nowadays, people recognise me, but they don't come and say anything. They just like stand there looking at me.
Gawking at you.
Like
I did the
I
same
went to
thing when I met him.
yeah, when a Keith
I was
Whitworth
scared
Valley
at
just stood on the platform, looked at me with his mouth open, drooling.
It was more, oh god, he's getting too close to the engine. It's gonna fall over.
I mean, that's the
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's how I met my mate Ben Dolman. Him and his mother were the Swanage Railway, and he just came up to me and went, "You're Dark DJ Productions, aren't you?" Oh my god, I literally went red as a fucking cherry. Because I think it's also happened a few times down at Swanage where like some people who have watched my stuff have sort of said, "Oh, it's you." It's like, you might be mistaking me for someone else, and then I just sort of like turn my head, close my eyes, and walk away because I'm so terrified. But yeah, when this whole lockdown thing's over, we're definitely going to start doing some more stuff together. I reckon, go to some places. But so I'm Bridge North. I'm ready to run my return journey, so I'm going to go and do my little breaking hop. So I'll be back shortly, boys.
All right, no worries. See you in a minute.
See you in a minute.
I'm just pulling into Bewdley.
Usually, I'm not far away from Arley.
Right. Well, I'll charge through.
You're
I
just
guess.
gonna go full second valve, are you?
Do you know what? There's too many speed limits on this route that don't need to be there. And I'm driving a Victorian engine with no speedometer, so do you know what, Reese? Yes.
Full reg.
As soon as the last coach closed the points at the end of Bewdley, full reg, and the F4 hood is going bye-byes.
Thing is, technically, if you're not aware of what your speed is, how can you be speeding?
Exactly.
Because if you're speeding, it implies you're doing it intentionally. Whereas if you don't look at your speedo, then you did it by accident. Therefore, it's not your fault.
You can't speed if you don't know what speed you're doing.
Exactly.
Also, I'll be going through platform 2 at Arley, so would you be able to go into platform 1, please?
Negative. I've
Right,
literally just gone into platform 2.
Right, I'll have to go straight through the middle of you. But it's fine, I've done it to Tom.
There we go.
Right, I'll set it
You're
for
just
platform.
you're just gonna Doctor Who it, are you?
Yep. Right, I'm
Or
set
is
for
saying,
platform 1 then. In fact, you'll be there first anyway, won't you?
I'm pulling into the platform now.
You are going into 2. Okay.
King Ori is just saying that about if he sees a YouTuber or anything, he ends up being shy. The thing is, I've got no problem with people coming and saying hello. I got no problem with that at all. I'll talk to anyone if they come
You
and
are,
say hello. But
which is exactly why you're right to be shy, because Reese is terrifying.
I know I am quite intimidating.
You
I'm
are.
not. I'm not. I'm a lovely guy. But
You are.
the thing is, I'm not going to just go up to random people and say, "Hey, I'm a YouTuber."
You should
Do you
do
know?
that. It'd be funny.
Yeah, but that's not who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just going to go up to random people and go, "Hey, do you know me? I'm off YouTube," and then apparently I'm in platform 1.
You are in platform 1.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Sam.
I'm setting the points to platform 2 again. God, it's like that episode where Harry does his backing and Ethel's trying
Oh
to...
yeah.
It's red. No, stop. It's
It's
red.
green. Go.
It's green. Go,
Stop.
go. No, no, it's red.
Go.
Right.
Stop.
Reese, I am clear of Bewdley points, and I have closed the F4 hood, and I'm purely going off what noise the engine makes.
Sounds good to me. I
Sounds
love this little station. It is stunning. It is such a beautiful little line.
There's going to be a few scenes like that in the new PVR, hopefully.
There will. The
Um,
level of detail is exceptional.
on this or the PVR.
Both. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get all bridges and all that lot done some point by end of month.
Yeah.
I think if we have streaming wise, if we're having a Stay More one next, I'm hoping that by the time we get to the next stream after that, I'll have got the first stage of the PVR done.
Yeah. This scene I'm looking at right now is something straight out of O Doctor Beechin. Here's Cecil parking. Yeah, is it? Station Master? Yeah, that's Cecil parking. I know this is going to sound really daft, but when I first went to the Severn Valley Railway, I had this real hope that I'd walk into the station building and it would be exactly like the sets that were in O Doctor Beechin. But
Yeah,
then I walked through one of the doors. I can't remember which door it was, probably into the booking office. And it was just completely nothing like it. And I was like, ah.
yeah,
Because they were filmed on film sets, weren't they?
yeah.
I mean, they were very well made film sets, but yeah,
It's difficult filming on
on
natural stuff,
location.
as you well know.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm fair going now.
What sort of speed do you think you're going?
I'm not entirely sure, you know, but she seems to be gunning for it. I think we're safely over Heritage Line speed now.
Yeah, probably. What is the best loco to visit the Severn Valley Railway in the last 10 years? Oof.
Tank.
Oh, obviously.
Sorted. Next question.
Personally, I think 813, but it's a home fleet loco.
Yeah. And you know what? Credit where credit's due. 813 is a beautiful Hoodswell Clark.
I
So
knew that was coming. God, Mr. Industrial.
yeah, specifically Mr. Leeds built
Mr.
industrial.
Leeds built industrial, yeah.
That's a 10 mile an hour speed limit. Oh, it's fine. It's only for a level crossing. I'll probably just run over someone, but it's fine. I should have got out of the way quicker.
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
their
it's
own fault.
exactly.
I'm just making sure all the points are set for my run all the way back to Kidderminster.
I'm
So
just
everybody watching the stream, we're just waiting for Sam to arrive with the coal tank.
I am charging along the best I can.
Whoops. Press filled the boiler with coal again.
Oh, I'm doing 33 mile an hour.
You've overshot again, Ralph.
Hey, you know, this reminds me, Reese, we still need to do that tank stream on the main line.
Yes, we do. We still haven't figured out which route or where to do it though.
Yeah, North Wales Coast, I reckon.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad shout.
The only thing is, I'll need to modify. We either need to modify the route or the engine.
We'd
Because,
have to fit it with AWS, wouldn't we?
well, no, AWS isn't the issue because it never had AWS. I don't think.
I'm back.
The issue is water capacity. Because on the main
Oh yeah.
tank, you can only run between like 2 stations before you're absolutely drained on water.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you
Where's
should
Surprise
mention that.
Leslie? He's waiting at Kidderminster.
No, not again.
He's hiding in the bushes.
Right, Reese, I'm doing 37 mile an hour, but I'm not far away from Arley now.
You're gonna come flying around the corner, like leaning over.
I'm leaving from Bridgenorth now, boys. So where am I crossing? Who am I crossing next?
It'll be me you'll be crossing next.
You'll probably pass him either at Highley or Hampton Road.
Where are you now?
Yep.
Where are you now, Sam?
I'm just about to go over the Victoria Bridge at like double the speed limit.
Right, so you're heading towards Arley then.
Yep.
Right, so I'll probably pass you at, I guess if I drive slowly enough, Hampton Road.
Probably.
I'm going to sit here and eat my Milky Bar milk slices that I just got out of my fridge. Mm-hmm.
I'm really on ice cream now.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it?
It's one of my favourite things is like going to a steam railway on a hot day and you know, getting like a big ice cream.
Do you know what? I think there's another Ask Reese question coming up there. What
Yeah.
is the best ice cream you've had from a heritage railway?
Oh no, that's an awkward one because I've had
So many.
I can't remember if it was Swanage or if it was no, there's three it could be. It's either Great Central, Swanage or West Somerset. And it was like a proper clotted cream Cornish one.
That would probably be more West Somerset then.
It was either I think it's more likely to be West Somerset or Swanage.
Right, Reese, just a heads up, stick your hand out the window.
Yeah, okay. You
Are you
flying in at 2.5 times the speed of sound.
You're about to get your arm smashed off.
I've slowed down. I'm now doing the speed limit.
We're about to do the token exchange. I'm leaning out the cab with the token for you.
I've got the fireman dangling out again.
You're gonna have to get like a safety harness for this fireman.
Oh,
That'd be right, we're Yorkshiremen. It's just number one rule at BLS is just don't fall off. As long as we follow that, we're fine.
freaking bungee cord, mate.
I've followed
Anyway,
the logo.
Token exchange is complete.
All right, there we go.
Give us a few seconds to just clear the points.
Signalman is changing the points in the signals as we speak. Brakes are being released.
I am now clear of the point.
All right then.
And off I go.
Puff, toot, off we go. The one thing I will say about that film is I diss it an awful lot, but the music, the film score to it is absolutely fantastic.
It's funny you mentioned that, Reese. Did you check out that document I sent you a link to the other day?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Quick read of that when we're done with the stream.
Yeah, I will.
Just because I made a reference to that music in there, because I'm hoping our anonymous music composer may be able to do something similar in style.
I'll have to have a listen to some of his stuff to see what he's like all about.
Yeah, he's not got too much at the moment, but the stuff I have heard is absolutely brilliant.
Nice.
I'm gonna throw it out there, Sam. It's not Riley, is it?
No.
It is.
No.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, yeah, I can vouch for Riley. If it's Riley Cornwall you're on about.
It isn't.
Ah, Riley, you're out of a job, mate. If you're watching, sorry. I'll get you some more work. Don't worry. It's a shame, really, actually, because Andy's been saying to me he's really honestly considering packing up doing series stuff right now.
Really?
Yeah. He was saying to me that he's really considering cancelling doing anything and just going back to being a voice actor for other people, which is really sad, but I understand that he's in a, he's not been in the best of everything at the moment.
Yeah, and it is a lot of work as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I floored 4 episodes in 2 days a little while ago, and that was exhausting, but worth it.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say you're insane.
I am.
I mean,
I'm already writing my next season, mate.
Years ago, I did the original Over Hills. I did 3 episodes in one day, but that's because each one was about 8 or 9 minutes, so it doesn't really count. And the
God,
quality
this new
was
one's
aged
gonna-
compared to what it is now.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a lot
This
more work
new
now.
series is going to take you ages to film.
I know.
You won't be able to film 1 episode in a day, never mind 3.
I can barely even film a scene in a day anymore
Oh my god.
without Train Sim deciding to dump on me or something.
Yeah.
Although, to be absolutely fair, I have not tried filming Over the Hills since 64-bit became a thing.
Yeah?
So I have a feeling that will have changed things.
Not
You say that.
necessarily.
It will change things a little bit. The issue is we're also changing the route and everything to be much more detailed, so...
Just make sure you tell Jared not to do his normal 15,000 assets per square mile thing.
Never mind Jared, where do you think he got the idea from?
Oh, for God's sake. Like, I'm all for improving the route, the S-Way branch route, giving it a new lease of life, but it still has to be workable for filming.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. It's no
There's a fine
point building
balance.
it. If I get like a beautiful route but is like 4 frames a second, then it's not very good, is it?
No.
You're not going to get 4. We'll make sure you get at least 10.
At least 10. Great. You do bear in mind that I do record in 60 frames a second.
Yeah, be right.
Just increase the speed by 6 times.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. All right then.
I mean, you're saying about how much you're building on your route. I've actually gone through today and I've actually deleted part of mine.
Yeah, it's very amazing how quick the amount of assets can build up, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's more the fact that on the DR, I had in place a line from the junction back up to a place that had never been seen before called Market Labourer. But the thing is, I was looking at the constituency of how I'm going to be writing the series, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that line was closed in my history line of 1966. Now, I think in the time frame that we've seen go past in the time, that would have long been turned into something else and it would be unviable. And also, for the sake of the story with a mainline connection, I don't really see the point of having 2 when I'm already gunning for having 1 at the other end of the line. So it would kind of be a bit pointless building it. So I just sort of sat there when I went, fuck it all, and I just deleted the lot.
It is really satisfying, isn't it, going back through a route and just deleting everything?
Not really, I find it quite sad. There's loads of bits on my route, because bear in mind, Reese, my route is now, what, 10 years old? From the basis of it, and now I've deleted so much, and it's such a big route out of where I actually still film now. There's still lots of, like, you know, tiles that are in existence that have been terraformed and painted on, but they're no longer in use, and it's kind of sad if you actually go through and look at those old sections.
Yeah.
Especially when you try and delete big sections of route, and because I've been doing that, and the game dumps on you. I don't know if anyone else out there has ever had that, where you try and select a large selection of a route and delete it, and the game will just dump on you. Like, it's almost like it going, "Oh, don't delete me," sort of thing. It's really, really quite pathetic, really. TS.
Do you know what I really want to do now that there's the 3-foot narrow gauge stuff that's come out?
3-foot narrow gauge. Oh, the Brazilian stuff, is it?
Yeah. You want the Brecon Mountain Railway?
I want to rip up the Severn Valley Railway and relay it in narrow gauge American steam.
Well, the funny thing is, Reese, I reckon I could do that for you.
Oh God. I think it would be hilarious just for a bit of shits and giggles to do it. The only thing is, if you do it with the S-Wave branch, if you install a different version, it sort of overwrites the other version.
You can clone it.
Yeah, I tried cloning it before, but it still overwrites things.
Shouldn't do. If you do a base clone of it and then modify the clone of it, it should be okay. I cloned the DR multiple times. I'm going to have to do it now for what I'm going to be planning next. But that should, in theory, still be fine.
I think I'll give it a go.
Yeah, there's going to be a few clones of this route for you, Reese, because there's going to be like the preserved version, the BR version, and the Steam era version.
Yeah.
Don't forget the cheese era.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. Don't forget the cheese era. That was a very significant time in the history of the line.
Yeah, we've got it written into the scripts and everything.
When Wensleydale was ruling the roost.
When Wensleydale ruled the world.
And then along came Leardammer, those bastards.
Leardammer with his hammer.
Leardammer's hammer, I love it.
Yeah.
Damn Leardammer and his hammer.
Dame Vera Leardammer. The big 280. The big 210.
You know, I did drive the Dub Ds when it came out, but I just didn't really enjoy it.
Funny enough, I've come back to them and I've started to really enjoy them again. That's why I'm potentially writing a Dub D into my series now.
Yeah.
Part of the Heavy Freight Initiative. Because the more I've been driving it, the more I've actually been starting to really enjoy it. And yet I look back at some other Victory Works locos, like, for example, the Q1 and the Counties, and I don't really find them very fun to drive anymore. It's really bizarre.
I wonder if it's just because of like the passage of time or something, but
I think
when
so.
the Dubties came out, I just didn't enjoy driving them. I don't know why, but maybe if I do now,
Try it again sometime. It's like me coming
yeah.
back to the Super D. I've come back to the Super D and I really enjoy it again. So
Oh, I could have thrown the Super D through the window the last time I drove it.
it is. It does take a bit of getting used to, but I find it's one of those things that once you've mastered it, or once you're used to it anyway, it's such a satisfying thing to drive.
It was when the regulator's the wrong key.
Yeah, the regulator and the reversal
Yeah.
are the wrong way round because in real life, where you usually pull up a reversal, it goes one direction. On the LNWR locos, it goes the other direction.
But that just it triggers me because what is the point? Because
You know
it's a
you can
keyboard command.
fix that now. You can fix that with Control D and that'll change it.
Does it?
Yeah,
Control D. I'll have to try that.
I think Control D. Anyway, let me just double check that while I'm driving it. Control D. And then A.
It's funny though because
Yeah,
London North
Control D.
Western Railway were real pioneers in a lot of locomotive development.
Yeah. I mean, Francis Webb, for what he was like, he still designed some pretty interesting locos, like the experiments and the was it Francis Webb who designed the experiments?
I'm not sure, but I mean they had like a compound goods loco, for example.
Yeah, they had the one that was like a 2220 as well. Like
Yeah.
it had the two sets of drop. One set was driven by the outside cylinders, and the other set was driven by the inside. And it was like, what? That's
Were
like
bonkers and
taking divided drive to a whole new level there.
I think that was the one which was capable of running forwards and backwards at the same
That's
time.
right. What the stories are that one set of driving wheels would be going forward while the other were going backwards helplessly. What the fuck? Amazing.
But yeah, I think the LNWR was certainly one of the most successful of the early railway companies.
I think
But
it
they
took
were
a lot
great.
more back in those days for those companies to be successful. Because
Yeah.
there's just so much areas where it could go wrong.
Also,
mean, you
think
look
about
at-
the amount of competition of well race.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at how much competition there was, but also how difficult it was just to get your railway going. You know, you had to spend millions and millions of pounds before you even got to a position where you could say, right, we're open.
Because it was also
Yeah.
things like acts of parliament. You had to get running rights. You had to get an order, an act. You had to have fundraisers, backers, and investors and all that. You also had to have surveyors to survey the route of the lines and things like that. There were so many complicated things. It's a surprise, really, when you think about all these loopholes and things you had to go through that any railways were built at all. Especially when you had the
Oh, it really
canals
is.
in
I
competition.
mean, even
with
if you
canals.
just look at the financial side of it, I mean, building a railway cost an unthinkable amount of money.
That's
But if
why,
you think if you think HS2 is going to cost how many £billion?
like hundreds
build?
of billions of pounds.
Just think how much it must have cost to build it in the first place without any modern equipment.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you think they shouldn't have ripped up the London extension of the Great Central Railway, really, doesn't it? Fingers.
Well, what they should have done, if there were the big mistake they made with the beaching acts, is they shouldn't have sold off the track bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Rip up the track, fair enough. If
They could
you
have
know,
left the
not
track
making
beds,
money.
just left them alone, and all the bridges.
Yeah, they should have left the track beds intact and left them as property of British Railways. Purely because if they ever needed to reopen them in future, like we're at the point where they're needing to now, then it would have been there and they'd have been able to.
Yeah.
But now they can't do it, and it's going to cost even more money to completely rebuild a line in the first place.
I mean, in South Wales, the South Wales Metro were looking at reopening a whole bunch of lines to make like a sort of London Underground style into valleys network. And one of the things that they did briefly look at was trams, but like in some sections they can use National Rail, so they could just go zipping along National Rail, but then they could just sort of hop off onto the road and
Yeah.
and they're like sort of, I don't know how they do it, but maybe light rails or something built into the road.
Yeah, I think it is light rail.
You know, and then even in the valleys, you have some steep sections of line. Somebody was coming up, why don't you have rack-assisted sections?
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing, because if you think now, like, if you look at trams, almost every town and city had trams, and now hardly anywhere has them. But think how successful they would be as a public transport system now.
Quite even Bournemouth used to have trams where I used to live. We used to have a major tram system in our area. And there's also, by the way, I'm at Hampton Road now, Sam, just so you know.
Right, I'm not that far off actually. I'm less than a mile away.
And I'm just moving forward ever so slightly, so I'm out of the block for you, so you can actually...
Just checking, you are in platform 2, yes?
yeah,
But why
platform
am
2
I
is the
asking
exit stop section,
screen?
yeah. That's why I am.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Right, I'm definitely going through the right platform this time.
Hooray!
Probably.
Tell you, there's something else actually we should do at some point. Seaton tramway.
Oh, mate, that's quite an interesting one.
My sister lives literally like not that far down the road from there now.
Well, if we was to do Seaton Tramway, Tom, we should also do the Peakorama,
Yes, because me and David went there years ago.
because that's literally a stone's throw from the Seaton Tramway.
Yeah, that's in the expertly named town of Beer.
It is. I love the Peakorama, but the last time I went, it was just like half the size it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, they used to have so many more model railways, and then the last time I went, they only had like 4 or 5. I was like, come on.
Yeah, they've got a few model railways themselves in the main, like the main buildings. But they've got an outside one, and then they've got the gardens and the narrow gauge railway.
Oh, the is it 7 1/4
7
inch
quarter
gauge?
inch line, I think. Yeah.
It is a stunning railway.
It goes through a lovely bit of there's a section beyond, like out. It goes out, and it's like out in a forest, and it's quite unreal. Like the difference that it feels from being right near the cliffs out into the middle of a forest. It's like, wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
There are
they've
many
done a
places
really
we
good
could
job
go.
of it.
So many places we need to go, like Moores Valley as well, when that's off, because that's 7 1/4 inch as well, I think.
Hmm.
Even maybe Eastleigh Lakeside Railway.
Eastleigh is 7 1/4 and 10
Dual
1/4.
gauge, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea, dual gauge.
I'm just
Great,
stopping in
Tom.
Bewdley.
Tom, prepare for token exchange.
Okay, right. I'm literally holding my fireman by his legs, and I'm dangling him out of
Yep.
the cab.
Same here.
That's what you get for having such a broad gauge, because this used to be. Was this Severn Valley Railway ever broad gauge?
I
You
don't
know
know,
what?
but the
I
London
don't
North
think it
Western
was.
workers are skinny.
Because it was it Midland and Southern Railway or Midland and Joint something line
It was
originally?
a joint line of some description, maybe. Yeah, so maybe it was built as standard gauge,
I think it was standard gauge. I don't think it was ever
broad.
broad gauge, but I'm not 100%. Someone else can probably.
Someone can
confirm
probably.
that.
I imagine, because someone probably still needs to super chat out there somewhere. They can super chat and tell us what they think.
There you go.
Actually, we're
Tom?
still waiting to find out. Oh, is that token?
Yeah, you got the token and you clear all the points.
Let's go!
I'm just setting off from Bewdley as well.
Very nice.
So Bewdley looks amazing.
So we've all done now a full length round trip of the line, haven't we, more or less? Once I get to Highley, I'll
Almost,
have done
yeah.
it. When we get to Kidderminster and when you, Sam, get up to Bridgnorth, then that's everybody done a round trip.
Yep.
And
That's
we've
it.
earned, I don't know how much, well, Eileen weren't, me and Sam have earned nothing for our endeavour today.
Yep.
If anything, oh, I didn't tell you, Reese, actually, I've done something quite awesome for my dad and my grandfather, my deceased grandfather for Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
I've paid for them to both have their names placed on a plaque underneath the wing of the Vulcan.
Oh yeah, I did see that on one of the discords.
Yeah, because I told my dad about it, doing it for him today as a quirky present, and then he phoned me up when he got home. He said, "I've been thinking about it, Tom. Can you what do you think about doing the same thing for your granddad Albert? Because he was part of the RAF, and it would really help my nan who turns 80 next month. It would be a nice present for her." And I said, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." He wants to pay me to do it, but I'm probably going to pay for it myself and just say, it's off everyone, because it's such a nice thing to do. Because my thoughts was that, like, my granddad Albert isn't here anymore, but my dad, he's getting into his 50s now. It's something nice that I know that it's going to be there for, like, future years to come. So it's
Oh,
something I
that's
can think
awesome, man.
back to, and it's something to be sort of in memory of, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I think it's really nice as well. Just a shame it wasn't on like the one of the handy page Victors or something, because that would have been more appropriate, because that's the one they both liked. But
They're
no, the
the
Vulcan's
ones
fine.
that did the refueling missions.
Yeah, they turned into K2 tanker types, I think.
Yeah.
But the Vulcan's still pretty cool. I mean, it's nice. I've actually had the pleasure of seeing it several times. So.
I've seen it fly. I saw it on its final flight,
Aww.
and I'm pretty sure I saw it at an air show once as well.
Yeah, because it used to come down to Bournemouth Air Show all the time, so I'd see it obviously where I used to live. As you know, it looked out the balcony, you see the planes coming in and out all the time. So we used to see the Vulcan and the Arrows going out, and the Vixen and all that. Amazing.
Nice. I used to go to the Fairford Air Show.
Oh yeah.
That was it was awesome. All these elephants at this place, and there's zebras. I've only just realised.
Oh, that makes me sad. Makes me think of my nan.
Well, it is a safari park.
And there's giraffes. I didn't realise they'd actually modelled the asset.
There's one of those giraffes called Top Hat, by the way.
Is it?
No, that's what I was asking. Is one of them called Top Hat because Top Hat had a really long neck, didn't they?
I guess that it has to be Top Hat. And
There
there's
you go.
elephant.
There you go. Me and Reese have officially named one of these giraffes. We christen it Top Hat.
There you go.
Do you know what has just occurred to me?
What's that?
What?
I can stick Lee's in the Australian route now and tell you there is actually a semi-appropriate pin there.
What? So that because there's no kangaroos in train sim, we're going to just put a giraffe in the middle of the Australian bush?
Yeah, why not?
That's close enough.
It's close enough.
It'll
yeah.
do. It's an animal.
I'm on the long uphill bit to Kidderminster now.
I'm climbing through Country Park Hole.
I'm suffering from absolutely horrific frame rates, but I'm getting there.
What am I
That's
getting
what you
at?
get for showing off the 2800 earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, that's what it is. That'll be loading back in again now.
Of
Oh.
course. Oh, I'll tell you what, Reese. I can't wait to actually do some stuff on the 2800 when they do come out.
I know when it comes out, it is just going to be.
Everywhere.
I think it'll probably be the most viewed or bought DLC for a long time.
Absolutely.
You know
'cause
what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick one in Crimson Lake.
You bitch.
I'm going to stick one in Crimson Lake, and I'm going to do it before it's released.
Right, Reese, can we have a cull against him, please?
Yeah,
You're
some
gonna
people just
deface
want
a
to see the
beautiful Great
world
Western
burn, don't they?
2800. Yeah, you're gonna deface the 2800. Bad enough that I'm gonna probably stick a DR logo on the tender one, but
I thought you'd already done that for the Colette tender.
no, I haven't got a. I don't think I've got a DR livery collet tender. I've got a DR liveried ROD tender.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of then.
Yeah, but that was for Ricardo Diaz.
Ricardo Diaz.
That's his one of his stupid nicknames. He's got many. He's got Ricardo Diaz. He's got Ricky Boy,
Tricky
Slick Rick.
Rick, Tricky Rick the Prick. Put a stick up your Rick. There's so many different things you could give him.
DK13 says, imagine in multiplayer travelling miles down the line and your friend on the line stalls and needs help. Yeah, but that would add to the realism, I think. It's like driving on a route like this and then...
You get a call in that there's been a failure, so one of the engines, the engine on the previous train away would have to go and rescue it.
I mean, it would be interesting to see if you could implement into the scenario, like, failures. So, like...
brilliant, Reese. We could do a stream. We could have me and Tom on shed just doing nothing. You go out and horrifically derail, and we can just come and save your passengers.
No, what we need is... Because Guion and, what's his name? Eeyore. Guion coding Eeyore's
Working
new
on
crane.
breakdown crane using the BLS one as reference.
We could do that.
Have you seen that video of it, Tom?
Guion was showing me the other day. He put the his little narrow gauge Alco on the jib truck, and he was showing us how he's trying to work out a way of being able to do something similar to have it so we could actually physically have either a loco or permanent wave stuff being lowered and raised on the cranes? Because you're saying you're thinking more towards, people like me and Racing or whatever and Andy who could maybe find a good niche use for the crane,
Yeah.
as part of a series scenery object type deal. Because I've been trying to sort out the old Iron Horse house crane and it's horrible.
Yeah, you'd have to have it as like. I wonder if you'd either have to have it working as like a turntable or something, or you'd have to have it working as like an
think he's-
animated static object.
I think he's setting it up as a loco.
Yeah, no, I mean like the actual load it'd be lifting.
Oh yeah, it'd have to be child objected onto it, I think.
Yeah, it'd have to be like a child object like you could set onto the hook,
Yeah. 'Cause
and
I
then
think
it'd like lift it up and.
I think
drop
what he's
it.
trying to do is he's thinking about putting chain like an I-beam with chains coming down, so it looks like it wouldn't be the most realistic look, but it would be the most
Practical.
the most practical version. Yeah, because you've got to remember we're working
Yeah.
within the confines of this absolutely garbage game engine.
Well, if you had it as a child object, like you could show and hide.
I
you'd
think
be
that's
able
something
to
he's
have
looking
it-
at.
Yeah, you'd be able to have it so like it'd like when the cranes lean over to pick it up.
The
It could,
item
like-
then sort of changes from being on in the derailed state
To
it
being on the chain.
being connected,
then-
and then the item on the
Yeah.
child object is then it would be quite complicated to set up, but I reckon that if it were done properly and we were given some sort of manual like a manual and an explanation on to do it, it would be quite handy for us to do. I mean, the person I think of the most about this is Chris with his Rails to Refuge, because he's got a character that constantly derails. That
Yeah.
would be handy for him. Even though I don't think the size of that crane would be able to lift a Grange, but
If nothing else, just actually no, you say that. I'm gonna say it would.
you reckon?
The one he's modelling. If it's the one, I think it is.
I think
the
it's an
model in
LMF
it-
design.
The modelling it based off the 50-ton LMS steam-powered breakdown crane we have at BLS at Ingra.
Yeah.
And that particular crane is they worked in pairs, but two of them are the one at BLS and another one. I don't know what happened to the other, but they're the two that cleaned up the Harrow disaster.
Oh.
So that crane can actually lift a Duchess,
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
not on its own, like, but working in tandem with another.
Yeah, they could probably have done it.
So I reckon they could handle just about two of them together could handle just about any loco you'd need them to, really.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome to see. I mean, it's a shame we haven't got more things like that in the game, but again, it's really dependent on the what do you call it? The
Scripting.
no, yeah, the scripting and the limitations of the game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, what we need someone like Guion who's willing to experiment with a game.
Yeah, he is looking into it.
I mean, the issue is, it's like people like Chris, he does this for a living, so he needs to get the turnaround.
Yeah.
Then, it's like all the other devs, they've all got so much stuff like they're working on themselves. Yeah, there's not really anyone out there who can just have a mess around and see what can actually be done.
Yeah, it's nice to know that there is someone out there who is sort of trying to push the envelope in a way, even if it is just smoke and mirrors, as we said the other day.
Yeah.
At least it's something. It's something a bit different, and he likes to do the quirky things. I mean, I remember his because I think we're still working on his 7-plank wagon as well. He was trying to sort out something on there where, when you empty it, the side doors open.
interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's something I really would like to see in Train Sim, because if you think about it, it's one of the great assets of trains, is that you have interactive fuel point. You can take your loads places and drop them off.
Yeah.
Me and Reese were just saying how great it was with the logging stuff on Jared's Nerrig gauge route.
It adds
But-
the immersion of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could have something like that with standard gauge stuff, I think you'd be onto a real breakthrough.
At least
If
for
you
the
can do it
immersion
with
factor,
go
yeah.
wagons, you can do it with stern wagons, you can do it with other cargo wagons.
Oh, I'd love to have a proper working quarry, like in game. a
That'd be
proper one.
nice.
Where you actually have like a conveyor belt that brings the that actually physically brings the load up into your wagon, and then the conveyor belt stops when your wagon's full. You move forward,
Yeah.
and then you load up another wagon. And when you're unloading them somewhere, you've got the ballast chutes and whatnot. Would be nice, like a line, a bit like in Arndale Railway in the railway series, where they have the big ballast chutes where you push the wagons up the incline onto the top, and then the ballast doors open on the bottom of these little, like 15-inch gauge wagons, and they drop straight into a standard gauge wagon. That would be nice to see.
Yeah.
Something similar to that.
I mean,
maybe.
it should be doable. I mean, certainly the loading, because how would the loading be any different than filling up with water? In theory.
In theory, yeah.
It's a fuel transfer. All you'd need would be to have an animated fuel transfer.
Yeah, because technically speaking, you could have a wagon that is animated as part of the actual animation process, which is, on top of the ballast chute, and it just literally, you see that unloading while the wagon underneath is loading up with the ballast that's being dropped into it. Could be a thing.
I mean,
it
probably
could be a thing, yeah.
probably won't be a smooth animation, but you could do something like you have with coal bunker. You know, where on some locos the coal drops down in the bunker.
Yeah.
You could have something like that, and like you could have it fill up again when you fill it up, and
all that junk.
yeah, there's definitely potential there, I think.
It's just the really big thing that hits me though is just how janky the game engine is. If we had a better game engine, it would be, this game would have like the assets anyway. If we could literally transfer all of the assets that the game has into a completely new game engine, and have it all sort of, I mean, there'd be teething troubles of course, but have it a much more powerful, more modern, up-to-date engine, you could really see this sort of progressing further and further than it already has.
What we want train sim, but without the bugs.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we kept the same engine, but we could get it so like it wouldn't constantly dump file.
Yeah, we need a more stable one.
Yeah, if it didn't constantly dump file, and that's the biggest thing, I think. If it didn't crash all the time.
Because even Will was saying to me that the biggest problem at the moment is the main error message you get in TS is out of memory. But as Will points out, it isn't that the game is out of memory at all. It's a generic message that's been left in there from when they did the latest updates. Because it happens even if your game's not running out of memory or anything, or you've not got any memory leaks. It's basically where there's a bug or an error. So for example, when they were setting up the locomotion 1.3 for some engines with water scoops, if you put one of these locomotives down but didn't have a water scoop enabled tender with it, it would cause the game to crash. But it would claim it was out of memory, and it's not out of memory, it's a crash.
Yeah. That's all it needs. They just need to fix all the bugs. If they fixed all the bugs in this game, it'd just be...
Heaven.
That'd be it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
It would give the game another 10 years.
Yeah. This game, it has a lot of potential.
I'm just going to have to try and nurse it as long as we can, really, because I'm, again, like, people like me and Reese who write what we write and do what we do, we kind of, if you like, we rely on it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think it's one of those games where I think this is going to be like MSTS. This is going to keep going.
Even if it is just the community keeping it going.
Yeah. And it's going to keep going until the next big train simulator comes out. And we all thought it were going to be Train Sim World, but I think it's becoming more and more apparent that it's not.
I think it's going to be a whole new developer. You might find it might actually be people who are in the Train Sim community. I mean, from what I've heard, like, Edward Fisk is one of the better coders in game. You've got Ben Jervis as well.
Yeah.
You've got like all the people who obviously do the route building, Guion as well. Yeah. You've got all the other people who do everything in the game. You think about that, all that knowledge we could put together as a collective. I mean, don't look at me. I've got no idea, and I'm a complete dumbass. I just literally sit here and pull funny faces at people. But for the people who actually have, knowledge of this kind of thing and the game engine and whatnot, think about the potential that we would have with all that talent put together, building a whole new simulator from scratch.
Yeah. I think there could definitely be something there, and I think it's going to be one of those. The next big train simulator we need one that's built by train simulator fans, not by a company trying to make money.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know they need money from it and all that lot, but if you had one that was built, you'd want it to be built to be used by, people like us, but you'd want it to be built to last.
You'd want it to be as accessible as possible, yeah.
Yeah, if you did it right, you could make a train simulator that would conceivably last forever. I mean, if you had something like Train Simulator without the stability issues and slightly better graphics, then this could be it.
Yeah,
But it's just not quite
quite
there.
there. It's
But it's not bad for a 10-year-old game.
well, considering the amount of stuff. I mean, like I think I've always said it sort of summed it up best as you know, an old car. You've got this old car, but you're trying to update it with modern stuff. But what you're doing, and what the Telltale Games have been doing, is that instead of you know, fixing the core problems with the engine of the car, they're basically bolting more and more heavy stuff onto it, and that engine isn't going to cope for very much longer if you keep bolting stuff onto it. Like, for example, you know, with the graphical thing they did last time to it, where you can switch on the fly to black and white and sepia,
Yeah,
and those sort of things, which I don't really use if I can help it, because I
you've
can.
got a laugh, haven't you?
Well,
All we
they're
asked
the
for was
effects
them
I
to
can.
fix the dump files,
Yeah, that's
and
what we
instead
wanted.
they give us camera filters.
What we wanted was, like, you know, stability on the 32-bit and 64-bit to stop the out-of-memory dumps, access to you know, multi-thread cores and whatnot, so the game wouldn't run out of memory. But it's like, oh, we're just going to do this. I'm going to do an example. I know people can't see my stream right now properly, but I'm doing it right now. I've just literally changed to black and white and then to sepia, and then changed to fuzzy screen and all that. Problem with those effects, though, Sam, is these are all things I can do more refined in Premiere, with which is what I edit my videos with.
Well, you
So-
can even do stuff like listing the most basic freeware video editors, can't you?
Oh yeah, like, you know, I think I don't know what other video editors that are free, but there are plenty out there, and they probably do the same thing. I've also noticed as well, Sam, if you look, can you see mine on your Discord?
Yeah.
Well, if you do the black and white one, the steam effects don't look so bad, but if you do the sepia, the steam and stuff is all still black and white.
Yeah, it doesn't change colour.
No, there's also, if I do the F6 one, if you go to this view, which is
Yep.
you can see on the edge there, the smoke effect
Yeah.
still goes through the oddly green effect, whatever it's called. So
Yeah,
even then, they've done that and they've cocked up
which is typical DTG, really, isn't it?
pretty much. Oh,
But-
there's Victoria Bridge.
Yeah, I think it just feels like Dovetail Games don't really care about the game or what people want.
All they care about is
They
getting
do.
people to buy Train Sim World now because it's more accessible to the masses because it's on console. I reckon.
Yeah, but
that's the
it's-
matter of the short and the long and the short of it, really. I reckon.
The game, yeah, it's the issue. It's like MSTS when that was dead, and they knew it was dead. They made it open source, didn't they? So you could do open rails.
Well, it wasn't that it was made open source, but it was such an old game and it was easy to dive into the game engine that people
Yeah.
were able to modify it and make it open rails and convert most of it to open source. And bear in mind that for the original Microsoft Train Simulator, there was virtually no content in it when it came out. Everything
yeah, it was-
that game
there
had
was
become
almost
was
nothing.
made by the community.
Yeah,
Everything, pretty much.
but that's the way Train Sim's going.
Sort of, but I mean the thing is, the
it's
Dovetail
not there
has still been
yet,
releasing
but-
routes and things, but it's getting that way. It's getting to that stage life cycle, I reckon.
Well, when was the last time Dovetail Games brought out a Steam engine that they themselves made? As far as I can think, it was Duchess of Hamilton.
Yeah, and even then they didn't actually. Oh wait, yes, no, that was one they made, wasn't it? Because it was a streamlined one. But then you got to
Yep.
wonder, well, who did they farm that out to? I think about. I sometimes go back and think about things like the Thompson B1 and the old RODO4. And
Yeah.
that really sums it up. I mean, my mate. I mean, well, I say my mate. Our mate Callum. You know Callum, Chris. Or, Reese, obviously. He made a 300 subscriber special video, and he talks about the heavy freight engine. As he makes a direct comparison about the old RODO4s that RSC released compared to the one that Chris Wilson released. And the fact was, for $11.99 back then, you got one loco, one livery. That was it.
Yep.
Whereas in time gone past, like for example with the old, I always remember the old 101 DMU pack, the first one they brought out. I've still got that, and there was so much variety in that pack for $11.99. Like, you know, loads of liveries, loads of different, you know, driving vehicles and trading vehicles and whatnot. And then they just kind of sort of got complacent and lazy, I think, which is a shame.
Yeah.
Because there's still a market like out there for, you know, people like me, Reese, all the people who are watching our streams right now. There is still an interest in steam engines and routes like what we're running on right now. And I just don't think DTG have really, capitalised on that. They go for more modern stuff because that, unfortunately, does appeal to more people, which is a bit of a shame.
Well, it is, but I think more people would be interested in heritage stuff if they were given the opportunity to actually have a go
Enjoy
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, this is it. In Train Sim World, they haven't got. Right, in Train Sim World, they brought out a heritage railway with no steam engines.
Which is an absolute criminal offence.
It is, because, let's be honest, heritage railway, although, in the changing times, they've decided to take on diesels and all that lot, almost every single heritage railway in the country was set up to save steam engines. So, I mean, yes, while it's important to save diesels, but
A lot of the passion for the preservation movement has come from the steam age.
exactly,
Because
and,
a steam engine, I find, I know some people will say diesels have the same thing, but with a steam engine, every single one, like even in the same class, every single steam engine feels slightly different and has their own personality. Whereas with diesel locomotives, the way they were constructed on assembly lines and whatnot, it's like cars. I find them in much the same air, which is that they feel very much the same. And if there's a fault with it, it's the same fault that could be found on any other. But with a steam engine, you could take the Super D, for example. Well, actually, no, let's take an engine with, let's say a Black 5 then, because there's lots of them. Each one of them probably has their own quirks and curios from where they've been repaired or whatnot, or where they've been driven in real life. You don't get that most of the time with diesel locomotives. I'm not saying that some of them don't have it, but I reckon that you get more of that feeling, and that's where people who preserve railways and things, that's probably where they got that joy from. I mean, that's why we use bloody talking trains all the time anyway, because we feel that they have a personality, they have their own quirks and whatnot.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry to sort of go off on a massive tangent, boys. Sorry about
No, I think you've got a point there, though. It's
finally derailed.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Well done,
you've done it, have you?
Finally, it only took about half an hour.
Have you been? You've been trying to do it deliberately, haven't you?
Is that what you've been doing for
I've
like 10
literally
minutes?
been going back and forth for 10 minutes, trying to
derail. Well, then
Just
me and
to
Sam still driving quite seriously, Reese. I think you've well, actually, you're not really disappointed us. What you've done now is you've vindicated everything. Absolutely, well done. Congratulations, my dude. You managed to crash the flying pig. How do you feel?
There we go.
Post-crash interview. How do you feel?
I'm concussed.
Okay. Well, I guess that's going to be that then. I think, isn't it?
We'll get him rushed off to hospital later as soon as the blood stops pouring out of his head.
Yeah, we'll have to put it in a jug.
Yeah, keep it in a jug. It'll be fine. Put it in the fridge.
Fine.
Well then, chaps, I think we've been going for about 3 hours.
3 hours exactly.
Yeah.
That's
By my watch.
complete round trip of the Severn Valley Railway with the Ivatt Class 4.
Sam in his coal tank and me in my super dub.
Yep.
Well, there we go then, chaps. I hope everybody's enjoyed the live stream tonight.
I hope
No,
they
it's been
haven't.
terrible.
I hope everyone's hated it.
It's been awful.
What a waste of time.
I know, right?
Absolutely.
So, tonight I was joined by Sam of Blast Pipe Productions and Tom of Dark DJ Productions. It's been a pleasure, chaps. It's nice to have some train sim chat and a bit of multiplayer fun. It adds a bit more immersion to the experience, I think.
Well, yeah.
Aye,
Absolutely,
definitely.
mate.
And this is the Severn Valley Railway. It's available from Steam Sound Supreme, but only if you are a subscriber to the newsletter.
We'll update
Hopefully
it when it comes out.
Yeah, when it comes out, I'll edit the link in the description. So hopefully, if you've watched this at a later date, you can just click the link and go and get it. We drove the Ivatt Class 4, and we saw a couple of other things on the way. Not many of them. One more thing just before we do go, remember to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and also help us join the AWP Discord, which has been set up again. Link is in the description below. If you do join the Discord server, you will need to type !agree in the welcome page in order to agree to the terms and conditions before you are allowed to join. The Cornish Crusader has just mentioned apparently I've made £49.18 through Super Chats tonight, which that seems quite a lot.
That does seem quite a lot. I might have to fire up my own
That's
stream in a
good.
minute and see how many people help me out.
I
Oh,
don't think that's right though, because I think you know that must surely be counting dollars.
I also think that
Maybe.
Google does
But
take a
we-
small shoot out of it, I think, as well.
Yeah, and I think you're
YouTube-
gonna have to divide like by 3 as well, because me and Tom want our share.
In
and on that bombshell, it's time to end it.
Thought of much.
So, I know. I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Remember to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
see you all
goodbye,
later,
everybody.
everyone. Yeah, see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.